I think it's there. I hope it's there. And are we live? I'm not sure, but it should be live. But good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are doing good. We have a very interesting day. Again, the rally from Friday, that was literally the best day of the year on Friday. We're holding it up. You did get retail sales, which was a little bit confusing, already causing some bond volatility, but generally it still kind of feeds into this theme of uncertainty. We are going to be getting a couple more things. You got earnings in Powell this week, Trump, and then there's a bunch of AI meetings, and then Trump is going to be speaking with Putin tomorrow, and I don't know what we're going to be hearing from him, but Chatadonia. Good morning, baby. So you guys hear me now? I think we are live. I think we're all good to go. So we've already gone over all of the headlines. I hope you guys are locked in, loaded. But that being said, you are here right now. I do need to go to the bathroom, but we have time, baby. So let's go over the plays. I'm going to be watching NVIDIA, Meta, Apple, Qualcomm, FedEx, Lennar, Micron, Nike, and Gold. I think Gold is going to be big this week. Again, FedEx, Lennar, Micron, Nike are all for earnings. Qualcomm, they're going to be going to the White House. And then NVIDIA, Meta is all part of the hype tech. And we even got some old plays. Yeah, Quantum's going crazy. But that being said, Chatadonia, what is your first play of the day? Post it in the chat. Let's go. LMT puts, Tesla puts, SPY calls, Marver calls, FedEx sympathy, Palantir call, Tesla put, Armor is on, QQQ, good morning. Apple calls, Tesla, run up the like, SPY 570, Tesla puts all day, Silver, Marvel calls, Tesla, AMD's call over 103, SPY calls, shorting all stock, long-term Marvel, long-term Enfilo, ACHR, Tesla, TSLL, NVIDIA, QQQ, and the final plays. SPY, Nike, DAX short, coffee, long-term, sitting on hand, stack that cash, love, and long-term going until bill, baby. Let's go. Oh, man. Not bad, bro. Not bad. Not bad. So, again, welcome to March. We have 2 more weeks now, and then we have Powell a little later, but general uncertainty is still in the air, my friends. So we will see. But that being said, I've already gone over the plays. There is no propaganda available, so I'll just play Bloomberg
is that a part of your strategy?
Okay, follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Cold News on Twitter.
We expect to have 8 this year,
baby.
which will be the highest we've ever had. Our hope would be at some stage to get to 16 games in the next few years. We think we could do that. I think it's an indication of the popularity of our game. Every time we take our game to a new market, Brazil's a great example of it, the fans go crazy for it. They sold out the tickets in less than 90 minutes. People had a wonderful time. It was the talk of the town. And I think it will be the basis and the sort of the match that lights the excitement and the popularity of the game in that market, as well as what we're doing around the world. So we're very excited by it. It's just one element of that strategy. You need to have television. You need to have activity and participation in the sport, and flag football is a big part of that. So all of those factors, I think, are going to be what we think will be a very successful formula to be a global sport.
Or do you ever envision having a team that's based overseas in Mexico City or in London?
Listen, we've talked an awful lot about it, and I think there are markets that could,
That's an ad. I love
question.
it just sounds like a documentary. Well, that being said, Chatadonia, let's get it popping here. You got about 20 seconds. Like the video. If you have any questions, let me know. And then let's be on the lookout. Again, the data kind of gave you a little bit of volatility in bonds here to start out. So we'll see what happens. The best in comments didn't really ease concerns, i.e. Policymakers are not freaking out yet. Oh, there it is. Round 1. Fight. All right. Oh, yeah. Happy St. Patty's Day. I forgot about that. All right. I feel like my E-Trade is going to stop working, too. So we'll see. Ba-da-ba-ba-bop. Okay. NVO. Where was it? I thought I had those NVIDIAs. Did these get clapped? No, the NVIDIAs are up. You got about 30% on those. We had one more set. Oh, the NVIDIA puts got washed, too. So, yeah, we had those from Friday. 1-in-1, and then Meta. Meta's down. Those were supposed to be green. So I'm going to be watching those. Oh, and then comp. Remember, that's the one Buffett's buying. And then there's a couple other on the pre-market movers there. Yeah, Intel, Liputan made comments about like changing the whole AI thing. It was received good. And then Qualcomm, they're going to be at the White House soon. So they're down. Again, it looks like all the chip makers, you are going to be getting Micron earnings as well this week too. Intel and AMD doing good. Okay, watch those metas. Tesla. Yeah, my platform. Okay, those metas are coming back now. So those should have. Oracle, I'm not buying TikTok, but there was an update that they're going to be doing. They're going to be playing a bigger role there. So people like that. Okay, hold on. Oh, did they just scam me? They did. I hesitated. At least my shit's working. All right. In that long SPY 562, good luck. Way to post the play. Intel at 25. Wow. So that's good. It sucks. I need to get other plays. I have those old ones that might come back, or did they expire? Oh, I think they did. No. We got one more set of Intel. Yeah, we got another week, but those we got to get lucky on. But yeah, Intel's doing great out of all the chips. Again, the video was even up there, but they were actually up way more pre-market. Big pump on this SPY. I mean, we're doing good. Remember, Friday was literally the biggest day of the year. We were holding up. So 56.47, this is actually a level. Where do we go next? Remember I was telling you the melt-up zone on Friday? So yeah, next level is going to be 57.16. If we could get up there, 56.78 will probably be the low end. And then 57.10, and then 57.16, and then 57.16. Adobe's on the high. They have a conference coming out this week. Baba's starting to run up. They were down. Again, Baidu's coming out too. Baidu has an event tomorrow with their Ernie bot. They're going to be releasing a new AI. There's XLP. That one's still down. Okay, NVIDIA calls up. Puts are still down. Don't forget about those. And where's the fucking metas? Yeah, the metas aren't moving too much. I haven't looked at the long term yet. I'm sure it might be good. Intel's doing phenomenal. So watch out for there. Again, any of the other chip ones. China started off a little slower this morning, but now it's waking up. And the market, you're up on everything except the Russell right now. We've only been in here for 4 minutes. Yeah, there was China news. We're suspecting a rate cut this week. So they did give a lot of plans, but remember, China has covered a lot of these. You know, they'll make a lot of statements, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's translated to action yet. So once they cut the rates, that'll probably be something people are waiting for because they've kind of held off on that. Intel, bro, 25.50 now. So that one's still going. You might have to wait for a pullback. Otherwise, you could chase along. But every time it's either going to go 5 or 10%. So it's already at 5%. It's either going to cap out there or go another 5 and chill. But all the premiums are up, but not as much as you would think. So, yeah, watch Intel. That's probably going to take over a lot of headlines. Tesla's on the low. SPY's going up, and then bonds coming down. And then NVIDIA's about to go red. So is Meta. This isn't good. Remember the last week when we had a green day, you had big tech holding up. So I think the equal weight is doing good right now. But if big tech starts to flip, we're going to get a little bit of a turnaround. You got free Apple plays, too. And then there's Qualcomm. WPM and MP Dub. SPY still going up. Oh, no, Adobe. Not Airbnb. Yeah, Adobe has that meeting. I don't know. Dude, Intel's still going. My goodness. Yeah, well, remember, Intel was doing fire and getting that memeability until it didn't. So, we'll see. Intel. Some U.S. quantum computing stocks climb. All right. Rate cuts good for housing? Kind of. I mean, right now, a lot of people aren't really too concerned about rate cuts with houses, although the rates are important. I mean, it really has to do with just the demand. Like consumers holding up, people being able to still want homes, and like the real estate market not being frozen. The real estate market hasn't had much movement with everything going on. So that's kind of where people are waiting. Oh, banks. I forgot about those. And then those free apples are up. Again, SPY is just gone straight up from the morning. There's Microsoft. Oracle's going up. You have the TikTok stuff. Intel still in the green. Pfizer's coming down. Oh, there was something else I wanted to see. Tesla kind of moved up. Let's see if the SPY gets its first red. High ticker is very, very active. And then now Russell and NASDAQ are green. There's MasterCard. Financials are starting to come up. So watch if those kind of take off. That could be good. Netflix up 3.5. Yeah, they got to upgrade. I think you're pricing in more than 3 cuts. A little bit more. Again, the dot plot is at 2. And that's why this week is going to be so important. Again, the Fed SEP, depending on how that comes in, that could kind of start to change things there. So we will find out. Yeah, Netflix up 3.3, still going. There's FedEx. SPY still near the high. So dope. Come on. Oh, a firm dying. Jeez. So yeah, firm was already bad because of the Walmart thing. SPY still going up. Watch if big tech finally goes up. So to start off, your big tech names have not been as active. So be careful. All right. What is that? BIPC card on the high, bro. High ticker's still running I think Microsoft's starting to be a part of that. It's only up by a third. Amazon's only up by 0.3. Netflix is up like 4. Apple just took off. I think Meta and NVIDIA. So there's Meta now, and then NVIDIA's kind of chilling. But now everything's going up. So again, like I told you, this first half you kind of had tech chilling, but now everything's kind of moving. You're about 0.5% equally across every index. And then just remember, Friday was a rally. That was just pure relief. It was the biggest rally. Canada's going crazy right now. I don't know if you guys see that. Mexico currency not moving. Again, Bitcoin down. Gold is just holding right below. So 5666. Just get ready. You got like another, 10 more points? No. 5703. What is it? 5671. 5 more points. Then you'll be at level number 1 test. If that holds, then we look to get back to the 5700s. So get ready. EU Kala says EU can't automatically come in with funding for free radio. All right. All right. Not bad. Yeah, Baidu again. They have an AI announcement tomorrow, and then China, just in general, positive comments over the weekend, and then we are expecting a rate cut. So again, China, you just got to be careful of the moment China sells off. Like you guys remember how many times we've held BABA for a while. Now it's really good, but you guys remember how many times BABA has had that go up 50% and then sell off. So as of now, this has been the first time in the 3 months where China has yet to give it back up. So that's what we're going to wait for. But generally, you got broadly the same type of comments, expecting stimulus, things getting better, all of that good stuff. So that plus AI events. Then NVIDIA has an AI event this week as well. And then again, Ernie from Mr. Baidu. Intel, yeah, Intel's very prone to give it up. I mean, it's already still holding up 5, but again, so far, Liputan has been well received by the market. SPY still holding up. Let's see where we go. Where's Macron? Mr. Macron. Baba looking to retest. Oh, man, this thing's stupid. Macron. Okay, SPY's still holding up, man. So let's see. SMCI on the low and NVIDIA now, so watch out. Because, again, if that starts to kill the chip wave, that won't... I mean, again, they're kind of 50-50, but just overall, don't forget, wherever NVIDIA goes, the market goes. Yeah, they just took candles. SMCI, NVIDIA, straight down. Not anything too crazy, but now even Amazon, now Meta, and then SPY holding up. It does seem like equal weight is absolutely wrecking it today. And then everything else is just kind of dancing. So we'll see. Pfizer, that one's on the low. PayPal. I saw them moving earlier. Again, financials are doing great. And then bonds lower, SPY higher, big tech kind of dancing around here a little bit. So let's see. And then Nike going up. That one's not bad at all. Futu on the low. That's China. Let's see if China actually comes down or not. XOM breaking out. Yeah, oil again. I think Trump is meeting with oil companies. We had a little bit of that last week, but it didn't really cause the craziest move. S&P 500. So everything's about 0.6. Now the NASDAQ. So literally that little NVIDIA candle and then like Amazon, Google, that just brought the NASDAQ down like half. So NASDAQ is the weaker one on the day. Everything else is holding about 0.6. Like I'm telling you, I think equal weight is really running 5,668. So 3 more points, you'll get to the next level. Yeah, equal weight is up almost 1%. So it's doing a little bit better, but generally everything is green. There is Amazon. You're just saying that. So, yeah, just give it a couple more points. We'll see. Bond's still low. Bond's about to go negative, but they still have a little bit of a gain from the retail sales. VIX Big Cliff. Oh, wow. VIX is at 20. What? Wow. So, again, I guess last time was beginning of the month when the VIX was down here, but even then in that same week it went up 30%. But, yeah, the VIX is back down. So, remember, that's good comparatively. When we were at that awkward zone, it wasn't really telling you anything. Baba on the high again. China, Nike as well. So keep an eye out any of those earnings ones. VIX down is bullish to a degree. I mean, because we talked about the history where just usually when the VIX is above 25 but below 30, it's harder to buy the dip because it's like a weird volatility. But like elevated VIX, if it goes up too much or it stays lower, that's usually a good sign. So, again, I think you just hit the level. You're hugging one of them right now. Like I'm telling you, 56671. So you hit 56669. So you're within 2 points of the expected level. So let's see. SPY getting a candle again. Bond straight down from the cash open. The Canadian peso has been doing phenomenal. So, and then gold unchanged. Let's see. Euro and pound are both doing good as well. The yen is getting clapped. That's probably following along our bond yields. YY on the high. So watch those China names if they keep holding. Intel slowing down. Yeah, KWeb is literally breaking out right now. Neo? NBO. I think Neo just had a candle. Yeah. Amazon's flushing. Yeah, you guys just called that one out. I don't like the big tech thing. Like I was saying, it's just like we felt good. Even now you have a lot of names up. Friday was a big rally, but this is like if it's all on tech, if tech can't hold up, I think that's going to just move around a lot of the indexes, unfortunately. Yo, bro, my NVIDIA puts are coming back. Those are supposed to be dead, bro. What's happening? So, yeah, the NVIDIA puts, the calls flipping, and then the puts are coming back. I'm surprised, but it did that on Friday, if you guys remember. So, we'll see. NVIDIA is going to even have an AI meeting. So, we'll see where that takes us. Couple names still holding, some more than others. Staples are starting to run up here too, so watch out for that. Actually, they're kind of all up. It's hard to tell because everything was already green today, but you might get something with Staples. Be on lookout for that. Apple red. Again, a lot of tech stocks, you just got 3 candles. Literally, you just hit 2 points within the level I told you guys to watch for, but then we started selling. My problem is tech. That's it. NASDAQ's about to go red. I don't like seeing that. Like I'm saying, just a lot of these rallies and whether or not they hold up, it has been dependent upon momentum, and you need tech and the bigger cap names to do nothing or to hold up. But in this case now, they're starting to flip down, and there goes everything else with it. But High Ticker has a couple of names. Amazon, NVIDIA, CLF, those are on the low. MSTR is on the low as well. Yeah, I mean, the staples might be an opportunity, so watch out for that. So if we do start to dump from here, staples are green. I don't know if they're going to rotate or not, but if it does, if you notice that staples keep the bid, then that'll definitely be it. So just watch out for that. MO, Coca-Cola, XLP. I have an old staple play that's down, but it's coming up. Apple getting killed. Apple. Pinduoduo on the high. Another China name. And Baba. And UNH. Why is healthcare going up? Yeah, healthcare's on the high. That one's interesting. And then again, Baba starting to break out. There's your MO. Look at the market, though. It's holding. There's Walmart on the high. That's another staple, low key. Walmart's already up a lot, but that could be fire, low key. Yeah, all the premiums are up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Walmart already went vertical. I'll come back to that, but I like a Walmart play. I already played a lot this morning. I'm going to wait. But I like a Walmart staple play. Keep your eyes out. They're already expensive. You got to find the one that hasn't gone crazy. All right, not bad. Walmart news with mobile phone maker in Mexico. I didn't hear about that. I just think it could be a staple play, and then last week when the staples are running up, they got murdered. So this could kind of be part of their little bounce here, but you never know. There's FedEx coming down, Tesla, Uber on the high. So that started to go again. Watch DJT. People were talking about, or not DJT, Dow Transports, not Donald Trump. People were talking Dow theory last week, if you guys remember. AM Diesel, let's get Intel. There's Uber again and K-Web. Again, China, very, very hot. There's Walmart. We're already back up, so that's a good sign. So, again, NASDAQ coming back up a little bit. You had that little pull down, but get ready, 5669, 571. That'll be level number 1. And then I think we're going to go to like 5680 to 5700, and then we'll get a couple of other points in there. So as long as we break above here, if we don't, then the ball will keep dribbling down. NVIDIA on its way up. Yeah, after selling off briefly. eBay on the high. Again, healthcare is doing great and financials. So pay attention to what is actually going up equal weight. And then again, if tech could support us, that's all you'll need. If tech comes in, if Amazon, Google, Meta, if they all bounce and then just go like solidly green, then easy relief day. But other than that, as long as those give you pressure. TCOM up 3.0. Again, travel names are doing good as well. The pizza play is killing it. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I don't have any plays on that. Again, I think we played it on the first time, but yeah, just keep eyes on it. I think you're the one who brought it up, or somebody from last week. They kept asking me about it, but like I said, I just wanted to give you guys something to look at, a good individual name if you wanted to track something with a potential catalyst, just because, you know, every day has kind of been about the indexes and, you know, we're playing this broader uncertainty theme. So I hope it helps. I hope that gives you an individual to follow. And then SPY's up. Baba again. Baba's at 145. Is this a 52-week high? Am I tripping? How high has this gone? Yeah, bro. Habibi. That's crazy. Bro, Baba's unreal. I was explaining to my mom. She's like, you can buy China stock in America? My mom didn't get it. I was trying to explain my mom what an ADR was. She wasn't having it. But yeah, Baba 52-week high. All of them, even Baidu. So remember, we had 2 sets of China plays, so we're good. Our Baidu in the long term is up 20 now, and then Baba is up 95%. So fire. I'm mad. We should have bought more Baidu. I already have a fuck ton of Baidu in the non-long term, but yeah, I wish I had more Baidu. But I wish Baidu went as much as Baba. But either way, can't complain. Shout out the long term. And then Intel, we're break even on Intel. So your Intel is going to go up on the long term too. Your 4-year-old said you can't say Habibi? Why not? I'm Middle Eastern Habibi. You tell him, Habibi. That's crazy. I got canceled by a 4-year-old. I haven't looked at tests. Baba's going insane. Look at that volume right now. Double back-to-back volume at the high. Not bad. Bought 6 Whirlpool. Let's go, baby. Way to buy it. Is that cheaper than where I bought it? I think it is. I hope it is. I hope it is. It doesn't say my cost basis. Yeah, I don't know what I bought because my Whirlpool's updating because there was drip today. Dude, Baba, I mean, if you want some short-term plays and then, I don't know, gambling on Baba is either fun or not. It's either going to keep ripping or it's just going to die. But, yeah, straight up, that's moving. And then there's another one. Oh, the levels. You're at the 71. So if we break from here, that could lead into round number 2 for the overall market. Otherwise, if we get pinned here, that might kind of be a resistance. Nah, Baba, like, dude, because we hit some big ones, but, yeah, the premiums are either going to keep going crazy or just going to have a 3% sell-off randomly. Yeah, JD could be another one. Baidu options are cheap. The spreads are fucked. That's the only. Baidu's usually great, but the spreads are terrible. That's what makes them bad plays. And then JD, I've hit JDs. Let me check. I'm checking those now. Baba's just expensive. Baidu, wide spreads if you're into that. And then JD is tight, actually. JD is just up. Let me double check that one. But the premiums don't look bad off first look. Okay, not bad. All of them, though, they're up really high, though. 3 days, like 40 cents to $1. I'm a punt. I'm not touching them. That's what I'm saying. Late stage, though, if you want to go after it, that could be something if those all continue. Damn, I just got cleaned out on those. Okay, that's not bad. The apples came down. Those NVIDIA puts are just tweaking. And then Meta came down as well. SPY's not breaking above that. The central bank, there's a lot. There's like 5 different central banks. They're either going to be cutting or raising rates. Most likely cutting. Cutting or doing nothing. That is going to be the theme. What the fuck? That's crazy, actually. Oh, why is my E-Trade out? All right. I haven't looked at any of the SPYs. I've been doing individuals, but some of them just got mollywopped. That's why. And then see the SPY. Let's take a looker. Business inventories, 0.3. Estimate, 0.3. Baidunius, Ripon. Oh, wow. Yeah, man, some of the puts are extremely cheap. Retail inventories, 0.5. Oh, I thought that had another day. Never mind. Allstate, couple of insurance names on the high. Watch out for those. See if those keep going. All right. Oh, yeah. Old Baidus are climbing. I like Baidu as well, but like I said, just be careful of the, what's it called? The spreads. Qubits on the high. Quantum. So, again, that was a big runner in the morning. A lot of headlines, and now it's finally breaking out there. Jake from State Farm, baby. Good morning. Happy Monday, baby. I hope you had a rested weekend. Energy's on the high, so those are all doing good. Again, Staples. Where's Walmart? That's still holding up. All right, SPY getting a red. Oh, which one was that? And then I'm sending it because I already made a couple plays, but I'm stream alerting them. I'll give you guys an option to watch. I didn't make a play on it, though. And like I'm telling you, there's a couple of SPY puts. You could take your eyes on them. Look at them now because that move in the last couple of days, if you think we're going to sell off, the put premiums aren't too bad. So, but you got to kind of be very intentional. So I stream alerted a target one to watch at a price. I've done that for you guys the last couple days. If you don't have the stream alerts, you should be looking at them now. Not the stream alerts, but you could look at the puts if you want to take that play. Start shopping around and use some of your other knowledge to determine that. Very interesting. Puts next week. Yeah, I was only looking at the daily. I thought I was looking at, if it had more time, they'd be good, but there's a couple of sweet spots out there. But right now, I can't tell what the market's going to do. I don't know if we're going to have, day number 2 of relief, or do we go back to this 1 day up, 1 day down? And then again, now NASDAQ just flip. So we'll see what big tech ends up providing to this. Yeah, Apple's coming down. Again, Meta's on the low. NVIDIA on the low as well. I think Intel's actually holding up. And then again, the China names, they're running. They came down here a little bit, but now SPY, lowest it's been. Unfortunately, we can't get past the level. So again, 56.71. That was the level that we were trying to target, but yeah, we can't get above there. Pray for. What up, baby? Good morning. So yeah, if we can't get above that, see still the same level in place, but it's hard to tell the momentum. For now, just slight continuation of the relief from Friday, but now NASDAQ red. We are just kind of holding this middle ground. Bitcoin snitching. Where's the dollar? And then watch qubits, any of the quantum. Again, a lot of hype there. Dollar is down. Pfizer came back up. Again, healthcare is chilling. Watch Baba. They're about to turn back up here again. ES 56.75. That's on the futures. We're holding again. Mexico getting a candle now, so that's good on the currency, but I don't know what that's going to lead to. So watch out for that. UBS raised to buy from neutral. Blackstone. Yeah, so Intel climbing. There's this SPY. Bonds are kind of in law. I can't believe TLT's up by 0.5. That doesn't actually seem real when you look at the number. Zoom info popping ZI. Volume into the high again. SPY at VWAP. You had wholesale inventories a second ago, or retail inventories. Didn't really cause too much reaction. EU to probe aluminum tariffs redirected by Trump tariffs. So something coming out about EU probing aluminum. Check any of them. Alcoa. Who was the other one? Like Nucor and any of those. See if they move off of it. Honestly, nothing. Again, maybe that's why I haven't looked at the euro. But maybe that's why Mexico moved. Pound and euro, both kind of chilling. So you got a political headline, but no real reaction yet. You could be early. That's from Financial Times. Oh, Mr. Micron. Pop, AMD. There's Alcoa going up, and then Intel about to break the high. SPY going up. I haven't looked. Maybe Alcoa, or not Alcoa. Oklo. Check any of the uranium ones. They're up, but haven't gone too crazy. AMD's killing it, and Intel now too. So watch out if both of those start to go up. Again, SPY's like holding this relief. The bouncy ball is slightly going down, but as long as we could break it, if we break above and keep going, then that turns the momentum higher. But it's all very gradual right now. You're still on the cusp of either this is going to be relief or this relief is going to fade on a Monday like we have watched the last 3 weeks in a row. So we'll see, but good luck. Triple down economics. Yeah, hey, wait a minute. Who's saying I like it? Come on. CVI. Really sad what Hood is doing. I know. Terrible. But hey, it is what it is. Let him do it. Yeah, Ricky, in my day, your stockbroker would sell you Xanax, sports betting, and in 401k, IRA, you get the IRA. You know what it's called? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. And then that's it. Robinhood is offering sports betting for college. So for the Final Four, or for whatever they call it. But yeah, they're just delving into more and more gambling. It's very, very bad. I mean, listen, unfortunately, the reality is that a bad thing for the general public? Probably. But here's your goal. If you are sub 25 years old, there's going to be a higher chance that your peers will go broke through very poor financial decisions, such as sports gambling. So all you have to do is just make sure you get a home and you are smart with your money, and you will advance at a way faster pace than all of the younger generation. So it's sad, but the harvest is plenty. Those of you who actually don't gamble, and those of you who actually, get your head on straight and do good, I think you're going to just, unfortunately, just shit on those who waste their time. Like, literally, just pretty much, you're 20 years old now. By the time you're 30, there's going to be a portion of your friends who spent all of their money on gambles, and then those of you who put it into a house or stocks. So, just unfortunately, you could blame Robinhood, but it's going to ultimately be up to people's decisions. So I encourage you to be wise and make good decisions, and don't trade your future in for some short-term parlays. Intel, 2581. It's okay. You start now if you did lag. But it's like, even if you did lag, like, that's just the reality. That's what's going to happen. Simple. No one, it's not like that like big of a deal in the sense like no one's going to yell shame on you, but if you really want certain things monetarily and you have this opportunity, if you don't take it, you're going to lag. That's it. You could still get everything. It's just going to take more time. So I encourage you to start with it. And if you're already on that path, baby, let's shop for some homes. Bitcoin, I don't know, but literally right as you say that, the low ticker going crazy with all of them. So yeah, currencies are kind of moving around too. Bitcoin coming into the lows. Intel 20, dude, it's about to hit 26. Wow. Oh wait, it hit 27. That's crazy. But yeah, Intel's great. Again, you're up on that now in your long term. So long term is having a great recovery day as well. And we get dividend reinvestment. Yeah, Intel, we're green now, 2%. Okay, SPY moving its way up. There's Walmart again. HWM. High ticker is kind of balanced, and then bonds coming down. NASDAQ up just under a quarter here. Amazon Web Services announced multi-year strategic collaboration with Fitch Group. I don't know what that is. Go long. Netflix running to Intel, SPY. See Adobe. Oh, no. Adobe has the event. FedEx and Micron are the ones with earnings, and Nike. Intel best performer on the S&P. Let's see, man. Hopefully. Fitch is a credit rating group. Like, they do financial stuff, so maybe they find a way to work together, but yeah. On the Indian markets? You're out here now? You're in India. Like, India is phenomenal. It's definitely a culture shift, and they have some things culturally that change their economics, but I love India. I think it's crazier in India right now. But I think India is I think India is going to be the new China, or whatever happens with like public policy and like politics, you know. India is either going to be a major winner or loser, but yeah, India is fire. Hi there. You're in India too. That's wild. But yeah, India's cool. My homie was just in India. My other homie goes there a lot too. But they have good opportunity. And watch Intel 26. So that is going. SPY about to break out. Let's just get above the levels. If you could get above there, I think the market will take it well. I.e., if we start going above again, let me get you another one. So 5771. Is that volume real? You see that? You see that SPX volume? Which one is it? Eight four. Yeah, I think it's going to be 5,700 now. Or 72. I think these ones will work probably. 577, then 56, like 90 to 5701. So again, if we could get above here, this will be a very good sign. Equal weight, still outperforming. There's Intel, baby. Run it. That's it. I love the long term, you guys. That's the amazing part about it. So, amen. Long term. IR again, Baidu again. So watch now, because if we break out here, you might get China and US at the same time. But right now, SPY and Dow are the leaders, believe it or not. You told your girl get a long term. She said, I am her long term. Tell her to get a long term still. But I have something to tell you guys. I don't know if I should tell you guys this, but I do have a big announcement to tell you. It's not even an announcement, but I'm getting worried because I think a lot of you are doing well, but I see a lot of you taking a step in real estate, and then there's something scary happening. No, why am I getting married? What? Why do you guys think I'm here to warn you? I'm not here to announce my marriage. So here's the deal. In the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks of these houses, and like you guys getting like all hyped, I have had about 4 chats. One of them you saw, but then I got another 3 more chads who are like, Josh, I am going to buy a house and then I am going to rent it to my girlfriend, or I'm going to rent it to my significant other. I've even had a couple of lady chads in here, and you guys are like, oh, I want to go in with my boyfriend. So I'm just going to tell you all right now, that is a terrible idea. Be very, very careful. That is my warning I could give you. It's your life. You're probably not going to listen to me anyways. But I will tell you right now, it's a mistake. Don't do that. If you are going to buy a house and rent it to your significant other, it is just a form, like literally, again, you guys, I would hate to watch you do the long term, stack it all up, and then lose it or make your first mistake due to a domestic issue. So, like I'm saying, I'm seeing this, and yeah, I wouldn't do it if I were you. So be careful. But here is your warning on the record. And that's why I'm saying if we come back to it, this is your choice to make, but I would firmly avoid this decision. So I don't know. It's sad though. I keep seeing it. I saw 4 now. So we're on number 4. You guys even saw the Chad the other day, bought the house, and he's like, I'm going to rent it to my girlfriend, and then another Chad. So like I'm saying, it's a bad decision. I wouldn't do it. If you're buying a house to rent it to your girlfriend or boyfriend, I just don't do it. It usually ends up terrible. Well, this has nothing to do with gender. So, although that's funny, he said, I won't even bet on women UFC because I can't trust them. But I gave the same advice to the lady chads who are like, I want to get a house with my boyfriend. It's the same thing. It has nothing to do with gender. It just has to do with like relationships. So just be very careful. Like I'm saying, it's just not. I barely see situations where like, oh, I rented to my girlfriend or my boyfriend, and I'm so happy that I did that. Like this isn't like a success story that people talk about. So just be careful. But then again, you're gonna have to learn this. So SPY's still holding. Bonds coming down again. Intel ran up. I think AMD there, but NASDAQ is the weak one. China, Baidu, JD, even Uber. Now SPY going up. EU to launch investigation safeguard measure to counter U.S. tariffs. A draft plan says. Yeah, just be careful. That's all. I just don't want you guys to work hard and do all this and sacrifice so much, and then your mind's going to be racked, and you're like, what the fuck? All because of love? I lost it. So just be very careful, you guys. Some of you are very nice people, and that's what I'm saying. I think you have good hearts, and I think you are smart, but don't forget that philo I had the other day about being naive. And I'm not calling you naive, but this is a situation that could bring that out of people, and you don't want to see the worst, and you don't want to think things will be bad. But like I told you, man, people are crazy. I saw things even beginning of this year. I was like, oh no, they would never do that. But like, no, they would do that, like in crazy situations. So when it's all said and done, just be careful and don't give up what you worked for so easily. And if you could find another way go rent with your significant other, but be careful on making one of your largest investments and tying it to a situation like that. EU, yeah, I already got the EU headline. All right, man. SPY still hasn't broke that level, believe it or not. Yeah, we'll tune into the NVIDIA keynote. Why not? I think it's going to be pretty hyped. Everyone loves to hear Jensen. Everyone's waiting. They want Jensen to guide up again, bro. You need Jensen to start coming in. Hit you with something. Baby Chad birthday today? How is he? 1, 2? Happy birthday, Baby Chad. TSM trying to go up. I mean, high ticker is fully gassed almost, but slowing down in the last 5 minutes. Silver on the high. You guys know silver has been outperforming. What is the advantage of renting to your significant other? Absolutely nothing. That's why I'm saying there's no reason to do it. When he says a lot of people will destroy you, I mean, I don't think you need to avoid people. You have to do things the right way. Again, I like marriage, and I think a good person will elevate you, and working with the right people under the right standards will help you a lot. But like I'm saying, if you choose, just like Proverbs, it says if you choose to give security to somebody, they'll take even your bed from underneath you. So if you go and aren't planning and you're doing all that, that's it. Even if you don't put them in the title, I'm just saying, if you're going to go buy a house and spend $300,000, $400,000 and let your girlfriend or boyfriend live in it and pay you rent, I don't think you're thinking it through or understand the full situation of what you're about to do. Because you're going to spend a lot of money, and then, again, you are the security. If that person doesn't pay, what do you think is going to happen? So just be cautious. One Ulta. Ooh. Honeywell, Coca-Cola, staples are going up. XLP, new high. HDV, yeah, staples are really going. Bonds holding. So far, man, it's been what, hour? We're doing decent. It's just, again, it's hard to tell. Does this hold up or not? Any candle. All value plays are going up, and gold now. Real estate, gold, value, AM diesel. So those are all starting to go up, but SPY is yet to break out of this level. Abercrombie on the high. Intel still at 26. Taking profits? Take it. Post your play, though, next time. Being naive is the key cause of PTSD, I feel. I mean, I had a philo on it, though, because I saw some Chads go through some stuff, and we had to give a good reminder. But I'm just seeing it a lot. I think a lot of you guys have done good. Like I'm saying, don't let your success lead to failure. That's all. I think some of you have become successful. You've made money. And I don't know if this is your first time touching money and you're like, wow, I could afford a house. Maybe you could afford a second one. but don't go put a chick in it. Like, some of you guys, I think, and that's why I'm like, all right, man, I've been there. I feel you, bro. I mean, I bought girls cars and shit, but at the end of the day, bro, that's, again, I mean, you got to learn this on your own or not, but I think some of you have done very well, and you're like, wow, what can I do? And I want to do this, but this, that idea, not really, yeah, I already know how it's going to end up. GMTA? What's that? And then NVIDIA selling off and SPY red. Intel up 8.4. Again, bonds up, SPY down. That was 10 points almost. And then Palantir on the low. NVIDIA, I don't see anything yet. Chinese Commerce Ministry to support export companies. So more China headlines. Again, SPY. I don't think that's why we had that candle low. Intel's just staying pinned. I'm going to keep that one up there. SPY holding. So literally, that was just the NVIDIA, I think. China to support export companies to expand domestic channel CCTV. I don't know what the put-to-call ratio is. I haven't checked. I mean, VIX is down, and then gold is breaking out now. So I don't know why gold is up 0.5%. That was barely moving in the morning. Yeah, gold 3,005. Wow, ZK. Forward running. Again, you have a China headline. Other than that, I don't think you're really moving off anything. Whoa, Tesla. 237, Tesla, big flush. Okay, we're starting to go down now, it looks like. Right? This is the first set of, like, I don't know, these candles were, like, quick, and then you pop back up. But now you got gold moving, a couple of currencies, and then bonds are getting to another level. So let's see if this means anything. Isaac Newton. Thank you, my friend. Intel's still up, but that's coming down now. Again, low ticker picking up. NASDAQ is red, believe it or not. SPY is only up by 0.3. Then same thing with the Russell, and then Dow Jones, 0.44 as the leader. The Mark Roper video? What happened? Was they talk? I saw people on Twitter, they're saying, like, dishonest YouTubers. But I heard there was a lot of drama, but I didn't watch any video. Just dumped the Intel weeklies. Hey, at least you got some profit. Top Democrat Schumer book tour postponed due to security reasons. And then SPY going lower again. New level on bonds. Tesla, new low. I think NVIDIA, new low. So just watch out here. See if we actually get any movement. Staples are coming back up. Those NVIDIA puts are down 20%. If you guys remember on Friday, I kept flipping them, and then Baidu's are trying to come back up, old ones. LiDAR and Tesla. Oh, I didn't see that. I saw another one. I'll show you. I got kind of disappointed. Have you seen the Tesla Cybertruck chassis test? It's terrible. So I saw somebody, like, compare it, dude, and it was awful. Like, it was awful. All right, SPY going lower. Like I'm saying, first new, I wouldn't call it new low of the day, but ever since that little open, you haven't broken down below here. Reuters poll, central bank keeping rates the same. But yeah, like I said, Tesla, NVIDIA, a couple of other names started to give up more. So you just have tech coming down. Everything else is green. So I don't think today's necessarily a bad day, but like I told you, if you want relief, if you want to hold up a rally, you need this thing to hold up. Like, you need tech. Yeah, long term's killing it. That's value. Value's still up. Staples are doing fine. Oh, I thought I had the video saved. I wanted to show you it. There's like a Tesla test, bro. And they like used the excavator on like the chassis. And like they compared like the Cybertruck to like a Dodge Ram. And like, yeah, the Dodge Ram did a lot better. And the Dodge Ram was like 20 years old. It was terrible. Added 3 target. I like it. Name is low, man. Name is low. Fed tracker back down to 2 rate drops. I think it's still hovering around 3, so I didn't see that because I'm under the impression it's not at 2. But that should all change by Wednesday. Maybe even stay the same, but I think Fed will keep it the same, and then we'll see what the messaging does to all of it. Okay, SPY, first little drop. Again, I think it's tech. I mean, literally, NASDAQ is moving 10.1 to 0.3 on all of these little moves. So, literally, NASDAQ just dropped to 0.3, came back up 0.15. I think whether or not we stay up or not will be dependent on NASDAQ, NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, Meta. Yeah, they're all bear. Some more than others. Again, Meta's down more than Apple. Premiums did get. I got washed on a couple this morning. I was actually very surprised, but I think we just have. It just depends on the name. Some names have moved more, so like some names, depending on if they gapped up and sold off, that's really. But SPYs have kind of been chilling. Oh, at the page on a Monday, baby. Good morning. Oh no, let's go. Oh, man. Bradley Frizzle in the peach, baby. Peach Nation, how you feeling? Oh, yeah. I hope you're feeling good. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, here's the video. Look. I don't know how long it is. I only watched it.
It is cracking so much.
Shit. Why is that so loud?
When Tesla started making the Cybertruck, they invented something called the Gigapress, which is the world's largest 9,000-ton aluminum injection molding machine that can effectively make Cybertruck frames out of
Yeah, like they did this, but like, dude, the whole bumper like falls
right
off.
We are officially at the
Yeah, and then if you where's the Dodge Ram? Look, they do the same thing on an old ass Dodge Ram.
There's only one way to find out. You know how it is. Okay, let's do it.
He's a well-known Elon and Trump hater. I think a lot of them are. I just saw it and I was blown away though. So I like Elon and Trump. And I own a Cybertruck. But I saw it and I was like, wow. What happened over the weekend? Apparently there was like 3 YouTubers and they like hella, like I think they went after Elon or Tesla, but then everyone was like, you're all because of politics. All right, SPY still holding. Look at the bonds, though. So on that little drop there, you kind of had an inverse. So stocks came down, bonds went up, and then now here, We'll see if they both go up. They did a fake autopilot crash test. Yeah. Is that what happened? Because I saw people were. I opened up my Twitter. I couldn't figure out the lore, but they were posting pictures and they were like fake YouTubers. Yeah, they faked a video about autopilots hitting a wall. You found a home on sale for Zillow for $60,000, but the Zestimate's over $200K. No, the Zestimate, it will give you a neighborhood, but if it's a unique property and like different lot, like sizing and other stuff, maybe it's off. But just go check what similar houses have sold for. But you may have just stumbled across the deal. You'd be surprised, or it could be an auction. But like I'm saying, bro, I've seen wild ones. Like a month ago, when I was telling you guys to like get a property, Colin, he sent me this property that was just listed, and it was like $100,000 below market. All right, SPY coming down, and then Broadcom down as they say Google plans to partner with Taiwan MediaTek. Market, Deutsche Bank says the market has a sell-off chance of 6% to go as consumer and corporate confidence dives. Yes, I've done a lot of wholesaling real estate. Any deal that I find that I end up not buying, I just wholesale it.
On tariffs, results were mixed. 41% saying the president's tariff policies are bringing the right change.
They're just saying, they were just going over the Deutsche Bank stuff.
And 18%, probably more in the opposition side there, see no change. 49% of respondents think CEOs, we talk about this a bunch, think CEOs of large corporations are too supportive of President Trump. 12% say too critical. And the positive image of Democrats dropping to an all-time low of just 27%. Only Russia and Vladimir Putin rated lower than the Democratic Party in this poll. Guys?
I was just going to say, have to talk about the record low popularity on the Democrats when you're talking about all of this. Steve, so how correlated is this with the stock market? I just wonder what the economic marks are chalked up to.
I think the stock market may play a role in that in terms of people's views on the economy being fair or poor right now. That went up. I think the uncertainty plays a role, as well as inflation plays a role. Those are the things that have knocked consumer confidence and consumer sentiment. I think they show up in this poll. What is interesting to me, Sarah, what I think is important to investors is they want to know what are the prospects for the Trump agenda in Congress. And I think when you look at that, what you want to know is that the president has 90% approval from his own party, and the public rates the Democrats 27%. So the way I think you want to think about this is, what is the chance that middle-of-the-road or on-the-fence Republicans join Democrats with these kind of numbers? And I think it's very low. If you see these numbers deteriorate for the president, then the Democrats might find some assistance across the aisle, but I don't believe with these kind of numbers.
I also think, inflation is not dead. We still have inflation. We saw what a big role it played in the handling of the Biden administration, economy, and confidence numbers there, and poll numbers, and ultimately the election. And when you look at things like retail sales today and see that food is clearly still, high price, they're not adjusted for inflation, that has to have an impact.
I think that's right. And I think it's also, I think one of the points you're making, Sarah, is that these are early days now for judging the economic results of President Trump. If the tariffs end up creating widespread inflation or even concerns on people, the broader public about inflation, then I think you're going to have some of these numbers deteriorate. But right now, early days, the inflation that's out there, not necessarily linked per se to what President Trump has done, but it could be in the months ahead.
All right, Steve, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Breaking it down. NVIDIA kicking off its developers conference today. The street is largely bullish ahead of the event. This as the semis come off their first positive week in 4. Christina Partsinevelos is here with more on what investors should be watching. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Mike. Well, you may have already missed the boat. GTC, the GPU tech conference for NVIDIA's seasonality, suggests that NVIDIA shares typically rise in the weeks leading into the event, while the relative performance post-GTC consistently lags. And this year is
Dollar General
Much of the
GM
products
on
like
the high.
Blackwell Ultra, new racks, co-packaged optics, next-gen Rubin are largely already expected. And with tech stocks, notably semiconductors, not trading on fundamentals today, Cantor Fitzgerald says, quote, they are not sure Jensen can really say anything that would completely shift the market
bonds
course
stopped after that
and
little
overcome
run.
investor fears about macro geopolitical uncertainty. Mizuho bets the stock actually stays range-bound until May earnings. Historical data, though, from Wells Fargo reveals a striking pattern for NVIDIA. So NVIDIA has pretty much outperformed the SOX index by 6.5 percentage points on average during GTC week over the past 5 years. So things have been going pretty well, this week. However, these gains have proven fleeting. Look 1 month out, the average return post-GTC for NVIDIA sits at negative 1.6%. The stock, though, enters this GTC week with one notable advantage. Shares currently trade at a valuation discount of around 35% relative to its median foreign price to earnings multiple over 3 years. So everybody's talking about how cheap this is, but the valuation drop is rare.
High ticker is starting to pick back up. You're just at VWAP.
Bernstein
so
notes,
low
quote,
ticker is not
investors have
moving, but the
historically
names that
done
are
well to
down
buy the stock at 25
still kind of
times
weighing.
or lower with an average 150% next year return with relative limited downside. So a bullish call from them. But the bottom line is you may...
All right, the bottom line. Not bad. Yeah, gold, it went up a little bit above 3K. Futures are at 3,006. I'm sure spot. Is spot lagging by like 20? I don't know. And then I hope you guys watched the watch list. There was some updates on gold and what to expect. There's a reason why. What is this? Gold spots at $29.99. Interesting. Only a $7 difference between the futures. Should be more. JD trying to pick back up. Ehang, another China name. Again, you're going to hear more about China this week. They're already on fire. So, again, it's a lot of stop and go, but generally, they're not bad. Ehang. You sent me a house? What do you want to do? You're 14? Wait, what? Or you're in school? Oh, 14K. I don't recall a property from a Sean Hill. Yeah, I don't have an email from you, man. Oh, you just said, well, maybe give it a little bit, but tradingfraternity@gmail.com. What is Ehang is really running now. Again, I had that up here. SPY starting to move. So watch, if bonds come down, high ticker just picked up out of nowhere. Again, gold. Let me check some of the other currencies here. Mexico moving up. Canada's already up. Wait, does the euro close? Has euro had daylight savings yet? And then again, we still haven't even got past the 5669. So you're right there again. Ehang, whatever that is, up 4.7. That was already moving up there with the China names, and then that took off. Again, XLP and staples are coming back up here too. Oil dumping. Yeah, look at high ticker right now. It's all the way gassed on the 1 minute almost. So yeah, something just snapped for the better, but I don't know what it is. Pfizer's up 1. They were down earlier. Watch XLV too. Again, financial, but look, there's a lot of names on the high ticker. And then again, that short-term velocity started going up. NASDAQ's at break even. So SPY is up by 0.4. I think equal weight should be up over 1% or just around there. Yeah, equal weight's up 1. Equal weight is literally hitting a new high right now. So look at all of these names. Equal weight is doing good. You just don't have tech playing along, but you're still holding up. So as long as tech doesn't sell off, this will be a little different than the last couple of days, because even then, we haven't been able to hold a green day that didn't really have tech. So just like last week, we would bounce up. If NVIDIA, Meta, all those came down, the rally would be short-lived. So if this works, man, then we'll see what happens here. You got some last week. Thanks for mentioning the law term. Let's go, baby. Be careful. Again, I don't know why with like e-hang and all of that, but the long term for sure, bro. I think that we've seen a lot of portfolios turn around for the better. And then balance it out with your trading, stick to the rules, and you will all do good. Woo! Yeah, bro. Equal weight, long term is killing it. That's it. We're getting back up to our highs, baby. Okay, SPY's at VWAP. So this is just tech. So just take notice here. It's going to be NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, all of that. Look at them. They're kind of, meanwhile, equal weight's up. And then all my old staple plays are coming back. So we should have gone with the staples, you guys. So remember I was telling you that earlier in the day. Some I've already taken off, but it's a lot lighter. But you are getting that staple move. But everything else is going up. Again, 1% on the equal weight is very nice. This SPY's only up by 0.3, so you don't really see it as much. So take it with a grain of salt or however you please. But, I mean, what you're seeing is a little different beneath the surface. So let me get you a checkup here. Dow Jones, 21 names in the green, 9 names in the red. NASDAQ 100, 77 in the green, 24 in the red. Can you believe it? So NASDAQ is red right now with over 75% of the names in the green, to give you an idea. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Today might either melt up or nothing, but I just think the big tech is slowing you down. That's why it's harder to feel. And then SPY, 430 in the green, 70 in the red. That's crazy. T-Com on the high. And then bonds coming up. Yeah. So like I'm saying, this is all sadly just tech messing you up right now. It's not good. Dude, 70% of the market's up. Even on the SPY, it's about 80, 90%. So you just which means those names could all come down and staples are running, but this is just 7 names, I think, giving you this kind of setup that you have right here. Excel, Kroger. MO for the divvy. Yeah, be careful. Be very careful on MO. I love MO, but we're up a lot on it. That's why I'm saying just don't. We have this talk once a week, but just remember, you want to focus on the names that, your account likes, that your account needs, and that are kind of telling you, hey, you're getting a value. Buy the stuff that's lower versus the stuff that's higher. And then eventually MO will come down. But, we built our whole portfolio by simply just buying what was down. So MO, we bought it when it was down, when everything else was up. Now that it's up, we'll find the other names that are down. What is this? French Nuclear Power Council discussed financing for 6 new reactors. It's very weird. I mean, dude, you're practically unchanged from this morning. It's all it is tech. So like I'm saying, if the tech pressure brings everybody down, then we're really going to sell off. Otherwise, if the tech chills or doesn't go lower, everything is already just melting up. Hood new high. Do you have a play on it? NVIDIA, they're down. Tesla, GM, again, that was just moving up there. So SPY just chilling. Damn, bro. Damn, even those what the fuck? Yeah, someone said the premiums are getting slashed, and I saw it on one name, but that moved a lot. But even the SPY, jeez. I guess 10%. Apple dropping. I think those are what's going to move you. Apple, NVIDIA, Meta. Unfortunately, they just have way too much waiting. MO breaking out again. Staples are going up. There's this SPY on the red now. What was that other play? Let's take a look. Yeah, the puts already clapped too. Bitcoin 83,000. Let's see. BXP. Watch energy too. I haven't seen that. Euro's going up. Yeah, oil is plummeting. So oil's literally about to go red. That's going into the low. Again, equal weight still doing amazing. 56.54. Bitcoin's just chilling. It's down. And then Baidu, China. Once again, Baidu 99 now. Oh, yeah. That house, Sean, it's 55 and up, which is weird. But, yeah, it's a for sale by owner. So it might be worth more. You got to check out the comps in that area. It's not really an active area. It's like far out, but that's so weird. It's a 55 and up community. It looks like a mobile home. But it'll be harder to sell, but maybe just contact the owner. I have to check some of the comps there, but yeah, bro, that seems very cheap, actually. So, yeah, you just got to check the comps there, but it's a 55 and up. So that's why, like, so the only people, you could buy it not being 55, but you can't live in it. So the only people who could, you could only rent to old people, or the potential buyer would have to be above 55 years old. Will you go to jail? No, they'll just foreclose the house. So, like, you could try to live in it, but the HOA reserves the right. You could not live in your own home. That's odd. No, they have that. They have houses for older people, older communities, so they don't have to deal with that other stuff. That's the wildest sentence? No, you're just insecure about your age. Just 55 and up. Sorry for calling you guys old. I'm just, because I'm used to when people live in 55 and up communities, they're usually not 55. They're usually like 80 to 90. Like, I've seen a lot of them, bro. So that's why in my mind, I'm thinking, give me the, I have stupid kids. Fuck, I don't want to hear the little kids outside. Fucking, kick them out, HOA. So, yeah. If you're a caretaker, no. So it all depends, but they're really strict usually. Like, we had a client, this was a couple years ago, and we got them a 55 and up community, but they were like 55. So they just turned 55, and we helped them buy a house in a 55 and up community. And then they ended up getting investigated by the HOA because they were like, you're not 55. Boeing, Flushing a little bit. So, again, starting to go lower here now. Ah, damn. Yeah, some of those puts already picked back up, but the call is kind of washed a little bit. My goodness, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, premiums are not playing along today at all. So, honestly, a pretty shitty start to the week. Bitcoin 82. Honestly, the moves are small, but like literally even tomorrow premiums are getting wiped. So yeah, you're not really compared to last week and then that 2%. I think today is so slow that the premiums are still like jacked up, if that makes any sense. So the speed that you are moving coming into today was way hotter than right now. But those NVIDIA puts are coming back, which is wild. Yeah, they're still same old 20. And then Staples have came back up here too. Apple on the low now and Tesla. So literally, I doubt the Eco 8 even moved a quarter, bro. I think it's just Apple and NVIDIA. Yeah, literally, Eco 8 moved about 0.15. So it came down a little bit, a couple of names, but that's just Tesla, Apple. They're all literally flushing into the low. So I think you'll get red candle on tech flushes. Once tech stops flushing, you'll get a green candle, and then you're going to dance around a little bit. I don't know about route. I think it's just tech. So big tech comes down, it'll move the SPY. Once it stops going lower, the rest of the Eco 8's going to lift it up. JD, FIS right now. Like, look, you have names moving. So I'd just be worried if the Eco 8 goes negative. Vonderlei pledges $2.5 billion for aid in Syria. Oh, okay. The VIX is actually lower. I just think that rally was a little bit aggressive. You're not moving at all. You went from best day of the year to now you're moving within a quarter, 0.3. You haven't even had the sell-off from open. And then, again, just tech is having an outsized effect on today. Everything else is doing good, though. So we'll see. But give it some time. The VIX is lower, which should open up some doors. But we'll see where we end. And then again, I don't know if how we're going to hear from Trump today. We've been doing this all morning. We kind of stayed pinned. You'll go a little lower, bounce, little lower, bounce. Like I'm saying, watch big tech. Apple on the low still. Now Boeing again. And you have Intel and a couple of others. But high ticker and low ticker are balanced out right now. The March 12th bottom graph. That did so far. I mean, we kind of have been playing that out. We'll see where today goes. But SPY's about to go red. Unfortunately, Eco 8 is still green. So, sadly, you have 450 to 470 names green. But your SPY's about to go red because now NVIDIA's down 2. Apple is down by 1. Qualcomm. Some of the other ones aren't moving at all. Who else? Amazon down 1, 2. Tesla down 5 for crying out loud. I think Microsoft's green. Barrett was. They're only down by 0.13. So, yeah. That's unfortunately, I think, your effect. And then Russell and Dow matched up 0.3. JD again and China. Baidu's killing it, yeah. Baidu. I think Baba's kind of slowing down. It's just chilling, but Baidu and JD are just climbing. China. Wholesale egg prices have fell for the third straight week. Woo! $3.45 per dozen. No? No one's excited. You guys aren't excited about that? This isn't. I thought eggs were the biggest political issue of our time. The NVIDIA conference, I thought it's tomorrow. I didn't know it was today. All right, like I said, watch. SPY's just going to bounce when Apple stops going down. That's it. Everything else is ripping. It's kind of wicked. So look, right when they get a candle, you get a pop, and then you're going to do this again. Yeah, Baidu, 99.65. T-Com, that was the other one. I don't know. I think this is just exactly what I was telling you. Let's see. Because I don't think you're getting no headlines again. You're getting this pop, but then just tech stops. Again, Tesla and NVIDIA alone, I think that's what added to that NASDAQ record sell-off last week. AT&T and Archite on the high. I literally watched every play 30%. Even if I'm kind of blown away, but that's just slowness. But yeah, 30%. Let's say CCI on the high. Apple again. So and Tesla, you're gonna come back down. Just watch out. So look at high ticker, Robinhood. Oh, there's a bunch of QFIN. Is that a quantum? You got a bunch of names. A lot of banks going up. A lot of China. They're all moving green right now. But then watch, because of Apple, Meta, Tesla, I think that's just gonna add some friction. Yeah, so SPY is barely green. SPY was just about to go red. It's the equal weight. Look at equal weight's up almost 1%. As the SPY almost went red, the equal weight literally advanced. So look, now you're coming back down. This is just so what I would look for, I would go for individuals on the downside, or I'd just pretty much short the big tech names if you want the downside, because I don't even think it'll hit on the SPY. Yeah, Tesla breaking, NVIDIA. I already have the NVIDIA puts. I don't have Apple. I have 2 free Apple calls. Let's see. Those are green in the morning. We could sell out of them now if we wanted. But yeah, I think short big tech, you'll have a better chance making money on that today, because those are the only ones moving. Otherwise, the SPY is going to get hella weird. Until maybe Euro close. We'll see. We got another, 30 minutes, hour? What an open call. It's like calm. I think that's the problem. It's just slow. No as exciting. Bonds are still holding up. I mean, you did have the data again tomorrow. We're going to hear from a couple of other places around the globe. And then we have Powell. So just don't forget, Powell is going to be, somewhat of a milestone. I think it'll be a checkpoint when we look at the market, moving forward. Powell's on Wednesday, but you're going to get some other central banks tomorrow. Amazon flushing now. Apple again. SPY's going to go red off of that. NASDAQ's down by 0.4. Equal weight is literally up by 0.9. So watch staples, because I think they're going to keep going up. Yeah, our staple plays are green almost. Those went down 50%. Now they're pretty much let the ask adjust. But that's crazy. And then NVIDIA puts are only down by 15 now. But we still need a little bit more. This SPY, I gave one of the puts, I gave a call as well, but I think the put did go up, but not as much. Remember I was telling you, watch out for those puts, and then I stream alerted one. Let me double check. Let's see where it ended. No, it didn't go up. It went up a little bit, like 50%, but it's nothing. I said these at 20, but it's not worth it. That's what I'm saying. It's not, in a weird way, this is a weird day. You have way more activity in 7 stocks, and then everything else is just going up. So that's why I think the SPY movements are going to be a little odd. This isn't a broad rally. So like I'm saying, individual news, like individual companies, they might play off better if you want a better idea today. So good morning. And then XLP, Staples, they're doing great. OPT halted for Coast 3. Oh, I saw another one. There was another one, and then Duchenne, there was another way AMD drug approval. We should get biotech soon. UNH on the high, and HCH and THC, all the healthcare names. Something might be happening. Check UNH. I see a lot of other ones moving. I think it's beyond just movement because all of them are working. Yeah, Humana, but yeah, just right now, a lot of them popped. And then SPY, watch out. NVIDIA's going lower. That's it. Bonds hit another high. NVIDIA flushing. Tesla's down 5.9. India Trade Minister meets Chief O'Hanley, and they discuss State Street expansion and Yeah, NVIDIA is going to go green. EIX. Oh, didn't they get bought out or something? Yeah, all the healthcare is running. We should keep up Staples. Adobe, yeah, they just watched the premiums on that one. IRM on the high. La Staple. The Staple's good. And then bonds are kind of freaking me out, man. I'm very surprised bonds are higher than Friday. Even after today and all of that volatility off the morning. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, TLT is, like, actually up a decent amount. So, but let's see if we get yields lower and stocks lower. Yeah, I have NVIDIA puts from last week. And then SPY's just hugging. But, yeah, so a lot slower than the last couple of days, but I'm sure everybody's waiting for something lurking. I keep putting up the equal weight because although today feels kind of choppy, 80 to 70% of the market is in the green. So there really is just your big seven are down, but everything else is kind of holding. Mm, 808. Extreme risk off. I disagree with that. I think it's risk off on 7 names. Everybody else is buying shit. That's why I'm saying it's kind of deceptive because it feels like you're going down, but I mean, your long-term should be up. I think my long-term is almost back up to highs after today, to give you an idea. So there's literally 470 names green. That does not say risk off. It says risk on. But the 7 that are red, or, 20 of them or 30 of them, that's what's adding the pressure here. VTVT off FDA news. Why does that sound familiar? VTVT Therapeutic. Toll Brothers on the high. Again, Lennar has earnings. The Macron. Equal weight is if you took the whole S&P 500 and weighed them equally. So the S&P normally has Apple as number 1, then NVIDIA. So depending on the bigger stocks, if they move more, it moves the index more or less. So the equal weight is just every stock weighted equally, you're going up 1% today. So that's why I'm saying, like, you could have 470 names go green, but then if NVIDIA goes down by 5%, you could close red. However, if it was equal weight, then NVIDIA would only have a little bit of an effect, and then you'd see, yeah, everyone's bought literally. So equal weight's about to hit a new high on the day as we're talking. Meanwhile, the SPY is near one of its lower points of the day. Okay, there's bonds, another high. SPY trying to get, again, your bounces are going to correlate with Apple, Amazon, and NVIDIA, Tesla. Once these start going up, SPY's going to go up. Otherwise, only the equal weight. CCS, TMF, bond volatility. What is this? Again, State Street met with India. Take a look at that. Bonds are going insane. This is odd. So again, this could be the Powell effect, where you buy 3 days ahead of Powell. Now that I think about it, this doesn't make any sense why bonds are up like this. The data didn't even warrant it. So, and then Dell's on the high. But yeah, I think they're doing that. Okay, SPY going up. See which big tech. Again, Dell starting to pop. They're up 2.5. Staples coming down a little. So let's see if this is actually going to give us that rotation or not. Apple off of the bottom a little. Oh, bullshit. Oh, that's a new contract. I was like, no way. Casually shorting the green pops. Good luck. It's slow, man. That's why, though. Again, Friday was kind of big, but I think a little bit of stop-and-go traffic. But not bad for the most part. So, again, NVIDIA, Apple started coming up off the bottom. And then China plays are still holding up very, very well right now. So, see, you're back. You're still below VWAP. High ticker, gassing again. And notice, it's a lot of the same names. These are the stuff in staples that have already been running. It's literally, we're getting more of an effect when Apple, Amazon, and Tesla aren't dying. Ta-da, Bitcoin moving up. Low ticker is actually non-existent. I don't know if you guys realize that. Nothing is printed here in a while. No Mag 7 anymore for a little bit. I mean, some people are forecasting that Mag 7 is done for the year, but it could come out. I mean, I'm just waiting for the day we could buy them cheap. But other than that, stack the cash in long term. So, yeah, we're coming out. Again, last week was pretty bad for the long term. I mean, we're still very great on the year and quarter. But now after today, I mean, that's it. We're right back up. So, but, yeah, I think there's a lot of good names out there still. And just little by little, and then eventually, as Mag 7 starts to decline, just hopefully we get a good pickup on them. Maybe one day we'll be able to buy some of the names you want now at a big discount. VST. All right, SPY still holding up. Again, VST, watch if any of the other macro infra material plays start to go up. I haven't really looked at those. I like Target. Target, that's a level we talked about. Again, there's a few other names. UPS, Pfizer still. NVO, Whirlpool, Humana. So, yeah, there's a nice list out there. But, again, I still need to build cash. We had a nice talk about that last week. Bitcoin catching a nice bid. You're at the fourth candle from the morning. So, a weird middle ground. Any tips on mitigating burnout? Just don't do stuff you hate. Enjoy it. Be at peace. Read your Bible. That helps a lot for me. And then I just schedule. That's another good one too. Schedule and boundaries. Great way to stay locked in without burning out. What do I consider a decent price for Tesla? So let me tell you this. I like Elon Musk, and I support the guy, and I'm very thankful for a lot of the stuff he's done recently. That does not make me a Nazi, and I don't think you're a Nazi if you support somebody who wants to lower the deficit, because Obama and Bill Clinton also wanted to lower the deficit, and they had announcements to do so in a Doge manner. So it's actually kind of ironic how Elon's the bad guy. But that being said, my fair price to buy Tesla is at $20. At that point, I will consider Tesla. Other than that, I wish you all the best of luck, and don't involve me in that shit. Thank you. Thank you. GRRRRR on the low. Okay, I bet you Apple went down. Yep. I bet you Amazon went down. Bet you Tesla went down. I did hear about the Biden signature thing, but hold on. What is this? You're getting a little jumpy. I can't tell. No, I don't know. I think it's none of the tech ones are moving. But yeah, the Biden signing thing, there's a Supreme Court case that had precedent that, like, you can't really, it doesn't matter how a pardon is signed. So I think he's just trying to stop some of the shit, but I think there's Supreme Court precedent that it doesn't matter. So if you sign it, however the pardon is signed, it's still a pardon. Yeah, I don't think it's a strong claim. Jim Rome, yeah, bro. Jim Rome's like the OG of, like, sales. Okay, so it's holding up, man. Literally, that little candle was with tech, and then it kind of already bounced back up. GE's up 5. I don't see any headlines. Literally, you haven't had headlines since the morning, bro. Ever since any of the data. So, yeah, you're working your way back up now. Back to VWAP. High ticker is almost fully gassed. Robinhood once again. Now you have Crocs and a couple of others. There's K-Web. Are Staples still up? Yeah, and then Bonds. So you're looking good. We'll see if this breaks. They just fucked up our premiums real quick. Yeah, Spy Play's still down 20. Not 30 anymore, but literally they shouldn't have dropped like that. Nothing has happened. It's a very quiet day. I think we had a lot of speed on Friday. Remember, people didn't even know why we were up on Friday. It was a little bit of seasonality and just kind of optimism. But I think today there's a very, very weird like price action because of big tech and equal weight. But other than that, we're hella slow. We're kind of speeding up now, but I don't really think there's much. It's been quiet. Besant comments over the weekend didn't do much. Retail sales was bad. There was like good and bad, but not enough to justify this bond move. But here we are. Bro, you're still, high ticker is just pumping, bro. That's why it's so odd that we're so slow, but go pull up the equal weight. This is up 1.1 now. This thing's just running. So yeah, equal weight is actually back to where it was at the beginning of the year. Where does that put the SPY? Yeah. So to give you an idea, if the SPY was matched up with equal weight right now, it would be up 200 points, literally. Yeah, almost exactly. So, yeah, but equal weight just keeps advancing. That, unfortunately, I think is making today feel a certain way. So, like I'm telling you, Staples, everything except for 7 names has a bid right now. I will get you an update in 10 more minutes once it kind of refreshes, but I think that's there, and I just think we're moving slow. So I do think your next move, though, will be probably dictated by big tech. Again, if they hold up, we rip. If they go down, we come down. And then vice versa. If it go up, I think that'll add the tailwind that we need. NVIDIA. And look at the bonds, though. Like I'm telling you, the bonds are odd. That's a very good bond move for not really the right catalyst. But then again, we've seen a lot of that lately. So I'm kind of getting used to it. What did I want to see? Oh, the Schwab. IWM new high. Oh, yeah. Look at that. 0.8. Been a long time. Should have let you without the long term to step to. Good for you, long term. All right. Hospitals trading higher Monday. UBS positive. So on tenant HCA valuations, that's why XLV's up. Analyst AJ Rice, supportive commentary, and there's like a broader upgrade to hospital stocks. Shouldn't that benefit MPW? But high ticker still going. You're holding up here. I don't know. I mean, Microsoft really isn't the culprit today. I think it's Apple and Tesla. Tesla's big too, you guys. Don't ever forget that, because like last week when we set that record on the NASDAQ sell-off, it was NVIDIA going down, but then also Tesla by a lot. So that doesn't add to it. Victoria's Secret a value play? Not really. Be careful. There's a lot of people putting out like fake rumors. We saw that on Friday. But I've known about Victoria's Secret my whole life. I think it'll be here in 10 years. I don't like that they were like a SPAC or an IPO, but I don't know. I mean, how often do you shop at Victoria's Secret, or how often does your girl go? But other than that, I think it's a interesting retail name, but I would probably pick a better retail stock, to be honest. Yeah, well, they were just saying what's it called? They were just saying on CNBC, like the track record after these like NVIDIA events, NVIDIA usually goes down. XLF's still on the high. Plan for Redfin, converting them. I think you could sell out of them if you'd like and take the money. But I think I might end up holding, the Archite shares. Call it a day. Because I like Redfin. It doesn't mean Redfin disappears. It's just going to be owned by Archite now. But I love the Redfin name and everything. And I told you, at bare minimum, it should get bought out at that value. But yeah, I think I'm going to hold it because I'm already stacking up cash. Unless I need the cash or get another idea, I'm probably going to hold Archite, or as it converts into there. Goldman ripping now. I just saw some of my other bank premiums. Yeah, Morgan Stanley. So, yeah, banks are starting to rocket up. Look at that, man. Even banks going up. You have a lot of broad moves, but then the index is getting real sticky because of Apple and Tesla and NVIDIA. My name's Scott Bassett. Lunar. IWM new high, yeah, so that probably means equal weight. Bonds new high as well, too. Look at the high ticker. You are gassing. So TLT and then mix in every other small name you could think of. I'm telling you, 470 are in the green. Give me 5 more minutes. I'm pretty sure it's updated, but yeah, bro, this is still, like, look at that. Not too many days do you see the high ticker pump like that, and then you go absolutely nowhere. So, yeah, this is your big tech names adding a very big, it's like a sale. It's just kind of absorbing a lot of it, but you don't see it. But look at the equal weight. You're running up. I don't know. I think Euro closes in 5 minutes or an hour. State Street. No, it's all Canadian dollar strengthens. It's the highest it's been in a week. In an hour, we close. Yeah, VST was going up earlier. SPY down, though. NVIDIA back down. No. Dollar on the low. Well, again, Europe close is messed up because of daylight savings, so I think it is in an hour. Boeing flushed and then it came back up. Tesla's not going down. I think it was just Apple. NVIDIA came down a little bit. Apple and Amazon. TTD on the high. Google is the one that also came down. TTD ripping. You guys were bringing that one up last week. But yeah, TTD 54 to 55 in the last like 20 minutes. A little less, but it's running. ETN on the high. Yeah, Hood. I've seen Hood on the high ticker like 10 times today. 10 various moments. But yeah, they're ripping 41. They were, damn, I forgot. They were just at 60. CPRX. SPY coming. I think it's Google. Because look, NVIDIA's chilling. Yeah, Google's the one that's starting to print down. And then Apple, I think. Google, Apple, and then maybe NVIDIA next. The other ones are kind of doing a little better. But look, you're still... Equal weight's up 1%. You come back down. March 30th is when Euro swaps over. Bro, daylight savings is ridiculous. Yeah, there's Google now on the low. Then DocuSign, and then bonds straight up. So in a weird way, you are kind of inversing. It doesn't really show because I don't think the SPY is a good represented. It's not representative of today's movement, but literally since this little drop, bonds have inverted or inversed. So like you're going down, bonds are catching a bid. But like I'm telling you, just you're only up a quarter now. NASDAQ is red. Once again, you're right off of a new high, 1 point off of a new high on equal weight. And Goldman, banks are still going up. So people are buying. They're just not buying NVIDIA. The money is leaving those big techs still, and it's just subtly going into staples. And then a lot of like hospitals and banks now too. So those are all in play. No, last daylight savings, I prepared. I was like going to bed early this time. I was in the gym. I was tired. I kept going to bed late. Nah, man, this daylight savings wrecked me, bro. Gold pumping a little bit. It's rotation. It's like some names down, some up, but it's just anything but tech. That's why like even the long term, I think, is just getting little bits and pieces. But then that's why like the movement is so odd on the index level. But not bad. All right, well, 8:30. You guys want to do some push-ups? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? So get some push-ups in. I need to do some abs. No, bond auctions later. There might be a tips. I see non-comps 15 minutes ago for like 3-month bills. But nah, there's no big bond auction today. Or I think even this week. All right. So follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. Real Cult News on Twitter. You are coming down. Again, I think, unfortunately, big tech is annoying. So when we've said this on the watch list, you need big tech to hold up if you want these rallies to really go. Otherwise, if today's not that bad and then big tech catches up tomorrow, that could be fine too. But we'll see. Either way, Get your push-ups in. I need to go to the bathroom as well.
Canada, Mexico.
And yeah, move around.
Driving
Do a
up
sit-up. Chest to the
inflation.
sun. Relax
And
the
now it's got
eyeballs.
2.2%
Relax
growth in
your
the US
soul.
versus the previous 2.8
Get ready,
for the
baby.
year.
You're almost done with
GDP
the first
expansion
quarter
for
of
Canada was
2025.
more than halved, while Mexico is
Isn't
now
that
forecast
crazy?
to fall into recession this year. Asian markets all higher today on the heels of positive data out of China. Retail sales accelerating from a year ago to 4%, and industrial production beating estimates. China also announcing what it calls a, quote, special action plan to boost consumption. That includes boosting incomes in addition to other measures like stabilizing the stock market and creating more bond products for individual investors. I think this is a really big deal if they do follow through with this, because this is what everybody has been calling on them to do.
For sure.
I remember traveling with Secretary Janet Yellen. This was her whole thing. Boost the consumer, boost the demand side of the economy, not the supply side. They always boost the manufacturing sector and then flood the world
Overinvestment,
with
too much
savings.
savings.
Cheap car solar panels or that sort of thing. If they actually are focused now on the consumer and bring down that savings rate and unleash the Chinese consumer, that could be very bullish for China's economy and the global economy.
It's interesting because it looks as if the global economy maybe is rebalancing in a way that economists and investors have wanted for a really long time. The Germans are going to borrow and spend, and China is going to try to stoke domestic demand. All great things, but it also keeps yields higher than they otherwise would be globally. So we'll see. It's been one reason I think 10-year treasuries haven't really come in as much as maybe you might have thought.
Although they've dealt with deflationary risk, and this could help fight that.
Oh, it would definitely help.
For sure. It's something that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has talked about as well, the most imbalanced economy of all time. So the fact that they're responding, whether they can pull it off, is another thing.
Yeah, we'll see if consumers follow through. All right, time now for a news update. Silvana Hanau has that for us. Hi, Silvana.
Hey, Mike, good morning to you. Well, Harvard University is the latest making big changes to its financial aid system. The university announced today that students whose families earn $200,000 or less will no longer have to pay tuition, while those who earn less than $100,000 will be able to attend the elite university completely free. Harvard estimates about 86% of its students will be eligible for aid under the changes. President Trump claimed without evidence today that former President Joe Biden's pardons for members of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attacks are invalid because he used an electronic pen. However, auto pen signings are considered legally binding, and the Constitution makes no provision for future presidents to rescind pardons. And the 264th edition of the New York City's popular St. Patrick's Day Parade is officially underway this morning. Organizers say it's the
Trump
oldest
attacked
and
by
largest
Houthis will be met with
parade
great
of its kind
force.
in the world.
Trump attacks by Houthis, says Iran giving Houthis weapons, money, intelligence. Iran will be responsible for every Houthi-fired shot. Any further attack, retaliation by Houthis will be met with great force. And then any Houthi attack will be looked as coming from Iran. So that's Trump right now, pretty much clapping Iran. You heard the Houthi stuff in the morning. I don't know. Are they going to bring it up?
Reached before the April 5th deadline.
So I don't know.
on the
You're
fate
kind of
of
coming down
TikTok.
on
Now,
that, too.
Oracle reportedly accelerating talks with the White House on its own deal. We're going to break it all down when we come right back.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of one of those spy calls. Iran would be held responsible and would have dire consequences, says Mr. Trump. I haven't made a play. I just got rid of the call, though. They dropped it like 30, 40%. And now with that, I don't think that one's going to hit. And then you have everything else kind of coming down. I'm going to dump one more, and then we're going to go shop elsewhere. Yeah, you're starting to kind of get clapped now. So that's, if that headline just brings everything down, watch those spy puts I told you earlier. Those might come back. I'm going to wait till we get like a little pop. I think we missed it. All right. So, again, watch Big Tech. I think that'll give you an idea. But take note now. Look at XLP. So, that I think that headline is bringing everything down a little bit. We'll watch it kind of chill out, but I think that might switch up the dynamic a little. So just see, because if that brings down all those names that are up, then we're really going to start moving. Do you guys get it? So remember, today, with just tech and like chilling, that's it. But if all of the 450 names that are green come down, then we're going to flip. Then with a lot more force. But other than that, as long as those names, if those names stay up, then we're good. But if these headlines bring that down, you better watch out. So we'll see. That's why I trimmed one of those calls there. I trimmed the 2 sets of calls, but I didn't add any puts. I already have the NVIDIA ones, but I do need and I had some other puts today, but they didn't go up. So we will see. Interesting. Okay, one set of puts is working. I'm talking individual names too. The news, Iran comments, Trump saying he will respond to Iran. China, he said pretty much he's going to blame the Houthi attacks on Iran. Okay, so wait till that bounces and then start eyeing those puts that I told you about. Let's see. They didn't go up. No, bro, it's hella scammy. So look, those puts doubled and then they came right back down. Yeah, bro. So this is going to be a day of like later in the day. You remember? So you remember last time I called out one of those plays and then it didn't hit until the end of the day? That might happen again. So I don't know if I'm going to play it, but wait till you get a bounce. We can reposition on puts. But unfortunately, you're getting another one of these. Premiums aren't moving. It's only going to move wherever you end. Yeah, no, even the calls, because like I'm saying, I took a call and I got washed 30% on the smallest move. I even had some individual names that were kind of like shaky, but it's just not as it's too slow. So this is going to be a day until we start like really pumping or we get the headline. It feels like that one day last week where we didn't do as well. It's just slower. So again, you're bouncing up. This little bounce either here or like right here, that's where you're going to be able to reposition your puts. So make up your mind if you're going to want to go for it. But I think the only way we go down, a bad headline brings everything down. Otherwise, everything is going to be green. The daily, all of it's really bad. I wouldn't say like it's slow. So I made earnings plays that are clapped. I'm surprised. But give it a second. I think towards wherever we end up will, I think, start to define it. Like towards the end of the day, I think you'll get a weird premium jump. Baidu's killing it, bro. Why does Baidu look like it just got halted and bought? What the fuck? Yeah, Baidu in China is running. Baidu. So again, Baidu, we have 20% on the long term. My fat stack of old shares are going to come back up. They are up. It could, well, Baidu's releasing a new Ernie bot tomorrow. So there's going to be a Chinese AI announcement. And then GWRE. So like I'm saying, if that fades here, this will be your last call. If it goes up, then they just hold you. But I don't even think those calls will come back unless it rips. But again, most of the market is still green. So equal weight just came down, but equal weight's hugging about 1%. GRRR, we saw that one flushing earlier. Baidu Ernie bot. So Baidu has like a chat GPT called Ernie, E-R-N-I-E. So they're releasing 4.5. There's your sell. So last call on puts is almost over. Unfortunately. Okay, candle right back down. So again, I'd watch the big tech and then watch if any global headlines brings down all of the other value. Meanwhile, China's just killing it. So that's word to your long term as well. You got Baba and Baidu doing some work for you. But there's Tesla now on the low. So that's just, again, you're juggling right now. Pure momentum of the big names. We have this Iran headline that kind of caused some downside. And then you watch if political headlines brings everything else down. Yeah, TLT's just running, dude, which is, again, pretty surprising. But then this is also part of Powell. You have Powell on Wednesday. So TLT running up ahead of Powell is typical. So there's a lot that we got to juggle with, not to mention the speed is a lot slower than any of the days you have seen in the last week or two. So yeah, get ready. But we've gone through about 2 hours so far. So go do a push-up. I hope you did already. I think I need to do one more set. Now that I think about it, yeah.
About hiring people.
That's an ad. And then SPY's still holding. Oh, man. So, yeah, the premiums are not moving at all. Every put looks exactly the same. It's just like that one day that I showed. Look at this. Because this is what I'm telling you. This is how slow you're moving. Bro, this put is $6 in the money. Y'all don't feel me. This put is $6 in the money, and it's cheaper than the morning still. Even from where you were at. That's insane. So they all look like this. That's what I'm saying. They all have the gap down because the premium was high. The movement is slow. But I'm telling, none of them are breaking out past the level of Friday. So then you start getting out of the money. They all, look at the chart right now. They all look exactly the same. That's what I'm saying. It's not, you need to be in the money and you need to end there. And you need to buy at a good price. Otherwise, even if you're in the money, there's a chance that contract is still going to be red. So we'll wait, though, because if you get a fast move, all those contracts will go insanity. Baidu above 100 now. That's amazing. Did it go above 100 last time? It hits 100, 103, and then tops out. Yeah, last time it hit just above 100, so it's killing it. Yalla. You even got old Baidu plays coming back up. They're still down a decent amount, but if we start to really run, those might take care of you. Again, banks are still doing good as well. SPY coming down. Baba 147. K-Web, they're all going crazy. Pelosi's long term? I don't know. She had a lot of tech. That's it. It's just China going nuts right now. SPY going lower. I mean, again, I gave you one of those puts to watch, but at this point, I just showed you all of them. You just got to make up your mind. I really think if you think it's going to end lower or if you have an idea, like I said, look at the plays. If you get a fat news pop, they'll double. But if everything moves at this speed, all that matters is where you end up. In the money by the end of the day. And think about it, you already burned 2 hours. Tesla. That one's still flushing. Again, Baba, Baidu, insane. Tiger, is that another China play? You got that from a WhatsApp group. Baidu's earning 1% of GPT cost and DeepSeek reasoning at half the price. Now free. I mean, Ernie has had good stuff. Baidu, they've hoed Baidu. That's the only thing I don't like, is that Baidu has made a lot of progress before everybody, but everybody has kind of ignored it. So we'll see if all of that hype works out with them. Otherwise, Baba, Quen, or whatever they call it, that one's been killing it. All right. I need to finish one more playing set.
And we'll get to the announcement in just a minute, but how would you characterize how subscribers right now, how customers are actually using the AI features of Zoom beyond its core video product?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. So we are seeing accelerated growth in customers using Zoom AI Companion, which is a generative AI assistant. Last quarter, the quarter-over-quarter actives grew by 68%. So that is a huge increase in one quarter. So we continue to see customers get more comfortable and using generative AI a lot more.
When can you tell investors that you'll be able to charge more for these products and grow that top line as a result of the innovations that you're making when it comes to AI?
So Zoom AI Companion we include Zoom AI Companion at no additional cost in our product, and we continue to expand it. So last year we expanded it to work across Zoom Workplace. You talked about expanded product portfolio, so across meetings, chats, phone, whiteboard, but also Microsoft Outlook, Calendar, Gmail, Office Docs. So we expanded its footprint quite a lot, and we continue to see the growth, which I talked about. We also announced a custom AI Companion add-on. So that is a paid add-on. And with the custom AI Companion paid add-on, which is coming out next month, customers will be able to use Zoom AI Companion in ways that's really unique to them. So with custom vocabulary, connected across different applications. So that is something which we would be charging for. And we also charge for, our departmental or products like Contact Center. We have advanced AI in them, like AI Expert Assist, and those are also paid product. But really the crux for us is we want customers and users to really
benefit going up by
from AI capabilities. And then on top of that, as they start using them, we want to give them more ways to customize and expand, which is where the monetization is.
And it's interesting how you're talking about working alongside Microsoft Outlook, working alongside Google's Gmail. You've worked at both those companies, helping, of course, with Google products, with Microsoft Teams. Just how competitive is it out there? Because that's what investors are worried about, that you're going to lose out to a Teams, for example.
Yeah, so I do think customers.
Yeah, Canada's doing amazing.
A lot of customer interest.
Mexico kind of chilled earlier.
When we talk about customers, why do you love Zoom? I mean, a lot of it is it just works.
All right,
it's really
SPY coming up. The RAN headlines
are
here.
We also work hard to give customers choices. So we are an open platform, and customers like that. They actually like a lot of choice, and we give them great value along with these experiences. So, for example, including Zoom AI Companion as part of all of our paid licenses. So all of this is what's coming together to keep our customer engagement really high and have the incredible love that I see for Zoom.
Approval rates for ISHBA cabinet plunge amid gift voucher snafu.
You just talked about some of the growth, quarter on quarter. What was it? 68% increase. But what is the amount that people are using it? You might see adoption increase, but how addicted to it are they?
Yeah, so the growth numbers do tell the story that if people are using it and abandoning it, then obviously we are not going to get the growth that we are seeing. So customers continue to use it and they continue to use more and more of it. And some of the data, what we are hearing about is how much customers are using it all the time in order to streamline their work. So personally for me.
That's the Zoom CPO. All right, Telsa, that's a different one. But SPY coming back up here. Again, watch the big tech, and then literally like second half here, China started going up like insane. That one's going crazy. Again, that's going to help out your long term there. So very, very glad about all of that. Yeah, bro, but almost one. When was the last time Baba was at 150? I remember people were talking like 160, 175 Baba, but yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, bro, this is a huge level. So next level is 160. That's it. Maybe 158, but yeah, 160 to 162. That is where you fill the gap. And that is a gap from 2021 on Alibaba. Let's see, I got to log in. Let's take a look at the long term. Wow on the high, Billy. GRR, Citron tweet. Yeah, that one was on the low a couple times. So good luck with those. The short reports are either They hit or they're very tricky. Just all depends when you position. Yeah, Baidu up 23, and then Baba is up 98.2 in the long term. But yeah, that's our number one leader on the day. Calls on pen and paper. Staples came down a little. Then the niv'd up. All right, man. We're still just chopping away. That killed the puts now again. But they're all going to look exactly, every single contract from in the money to out looks exactly the same. You don't really see that happen too much. So, again, you got a double dip opportunity if you want them. I don't think I'm going to take them. I think I might be done until we actually get like a real big move. I don't think, yeah, I mean, there might be. I like the calls. I like the calls just because everything was up. So the fact when you usually have this many names up, eventually that's kind of where we go. But that pervasive nature of the big tech. So other than that, we're just moving around. There isn't really expected news. That's why I think you're going to get Trump. He's going to talk about Houthis. He's going to bring up the deal for tomorrow with Putin. Or saying they're going to talk tomorrow with Putin, and then we'll see anything else there. But I don't think we have like anything crazy. Baba, new high. Again, JD is going up as well. 52-week high on Baba. So we're still going up. Let's see if we could get back up to VWAP and then see what the other guys do. AKA big tech, if it actually holds. Microsoft on the low. Or no, that was Tesla. Excuse me. Yeah, so Tesla's still there. They're all trying to get a candle here from the bottom. Yeah, Redfin's going up with Archite. So, again, that's what it's going to turn into. Oil rises as Trump says Iran will be held responsible for any other future attacks. That's what caused this little drop here. We're about to recover it all. I haven't looked at oil. Yeah, oil actually bounced off of that. Damn. Interesting. Well, again, if we get a big move, all of the option premiums will wake up. I'm not really worried about that. But for now, just you haven't had the big move yet. You see what I'm saying? Octa on the high. Pat Riley? Or is it Patrick Riali? Either way, Pat Riley, baby. Shout out to the Lakers. What's up? JD, Octa again. I just put up Octa there. It's a growth name. Where's Qualcomm? They have a meeting. They're break even. NVIDIA is still red. Micron's trying to go. All right, a couple of other names are actually kind of moving. Adabe. Again, something Bank of Japan, you're going to have that tomorrow or on Wednesday, but I keep seeing these Bank of Japan comments. I don't think it's too important. Bonds finally chilling while we're going up. So this is kind of interesting. So like I told you, from like here, bonds flipped, but notice from this little pop, bonds are going down now. So let's see kind of what happens here, because last time we were going up, the bonds have ran with every market run. So let's see here. That could be a little shift. Otherwise, they'll kind of, if market comes down and bonds come back up again, nothing has changed. Having a great day. That's what I'm saying is just today, equal weight is really good. Everything isn't bad right now. It's 7 names, the big tech. That's what's weighing on the indexes. Again, equal weight. SPXEW is up 1% over that right now. So that's why I think it's giving you a very deceptive look. And then with all the volatility, everyone's kind of staring at it like, what's this? Is it bad? Is it this? Everyone's scared, but it just NVIDIA, Meta, Tesla, All of that. All of that. Okay, you're back to the Iran headline now. So the first Trump comment was him talking about the Houthis. We dropped, came back up. Again, Euro close will be in about 30 minutes. Don't get fooled by daylight savings. Long-term loves equal weight. That's, again, your long-term has most of the names that aren't tech-related. We still got like Meta. Oh, and Netflix did good today. I don't know if they flipped. That's one of the big tech that's up a lot, actually. But yeah, Meta is down 1. Again, all of them. K-Web. I don't think I have any more. I have old K-Webs that are up, but we flipped our K-Webs last week. I should have held them longer. E-Hang again. That's another China name. Baba's starting to come down, but let's see how long that holds. Where's Bidunius? Bidunius still right below 101. That's up 7%. That's huge for them. Yeah, EH still running, and then JD. All of these China plays are on fire, dude. And then XLP came down. Let's see if it keeps going. SPY trying to move a little bit. Your NASDAQ's down 0.3. Russell is the leader, 0.61. And then Dow Jones up by 0.49. And the S&P up by 0.16. Howdy. Good morning. It's a slow morning. I mean, we started off a lot of anticipation from last week. The retail sales was both good and bad. I think there's one set of data that was really good and the other set really bad. I didn't think it would cause too much of a move, and then we just fell into this weird day with equal weight up 1%. Meanwhile, SPY and NASDAQ are struggling for green, and then the NASDAQ's red. What a time. Hospital's got a big upgrade. I keep seeing Cigna up there too. So SPY's still trying to work right below VWAP, and now no, bonds are coming back up. So like I said, if we start to come down a little and bonds do that, nothing's really changing from earlier. Are leverage ETFs okay to trade? To trade, yeah. As long as you're not throwing it in your long term and saying you're going to hold a levered ETF for 10 years minimum, I definitely think for short term, maybe swing trades, you could trade levered ETFs. Just be wise. Again, control your trading budget. Make it make sense relative to your long-term budget, and you will be good to go. Well, you got a candle on the SPY, and then literally market, and then the bonds doing that dynamic again. It's an interesting one. Dude, TLT's kind of nuts. All things considered, but then Powell is on Wednesday. We could get a potential change of the SCP. That's what everybody else is looking for. So, yeah, keep that in mind. You got a QMC. Isn't that, what's it called? Isn't that Quantum? Again, look at the high ticker. You're getting gigantic red candles while the high ticker is just gassing. So I'm saying it's going to be a weird one, bro. It's going to be a weird one. So, yeah, look at equal weight. I might have to throw up both of them at the same time. The morning's going good. I don't think I've really had any hitters. Pretty bad in terms of plays, but slow. Otherwise, great morning. I'm still a little sick from last weekend, but I'm pretty excited to be here. Other than that, I think we're going to have a nice week of Powell. And the first pregame so far isn't, I don't know, it's keeping us on our toes. I don't know if we're transitioning back to good is bad, bad is good. I think right now, just like last week, we are still in a weird environment where the market could put on its X-ray goggles and ignore whatever it wants and see through everything. Because that's what we did last week. Last 2 weeks were insane. CPI, non-farms, PPI, and no matter what happened, you ignored it. Even the consumer sentiment on Friday, it all went up. And even it wasn't as good, but then you ignored that one too. And then, everyone's just kind of looking. The market is effectively gone into a place it doesn't want to be in, because that place is where now, like, ideas are moving you. Your imagination is moving you more than anything. People are looking through data. Of everybody collectively is either hyper fixating on small pieces of data or ignoring the stuff that matters. You're still in the zone, and people are trying to figure out, is this a correction or not? That's what we opened up the watch list with yesterday, because there is stuff that, people are trying to time and ask themselves whether or not, this is either a nice, healthy correction or if this is indicative of something worse. Acting head of U.S. SEC says agency considers scrapping or modifying Biden-era rules on safeguarding investor assets, including crypto. Acting SEC changed to rule on monthly reporting of portfolio holdings by mutual and exchange-traded funds. That's from SEC, the new chair, in a speech. Again, candles again. This time it's correlating with the headline from new SEC guy. I don't think that would cause us any downside movement, so I'm going to punt and say this is Apple and NVIDIA. Am I correct? Kind of. So NVIDIA's about to hit a new low. Tesla's already into there. TLT popping. So another high on bonds before you hit a new low. So literally TLT has preceded every single low of the day. So that is yet to stop. Pfizer's Ixifi will be available in Canada as of April 1st. I don't know what that is. Gary Gensler. Oh. Elf is down because of makeup. The industry is not hot. So not only just like China stuff, but literally like if you haven't been watching like Estee Lauder, Ulta, literally any cosmetic company, the trends have been going really down. Partly because of China, but even then, like just girls aren't buying as much makeup like they were just a couple years ago. It's not like it's declining. And it's not like nobody wears makeup anymore, but it's just the sales have kind of, it was growing and now they're not. It's like kind of all across the board where like cosmetic sales and cosmetic growth has kind of just taken a breather. American Express small business card member loans of 30 days past due is 1.6% as February. Card members 30 days past due as a percent of total, 1.4 at February end. Well, China was also just like China Cosmetics hit Estee Lauder because like people in China wear it. They like there's a lot of people in China and they like skincare and cosmetics and makeup. But then like I'm saying, just all China slowed down and then America, everybody in the makeup space has just kind of been taking a breather. So that's why I think all of the names are down. And Spy dancing around again. Just got approved for a credit card. Nice. Be careful. You'll be like, they're going to give me money? So just be careful. Because they will. You could spend it too. But then you will have to pay it back. That's the only downside. Everything else is dope except for the fact you have to pay it back. Where is Ulta? Ulta. Does Ulta own Pandora, like the jewelry company? I don't think so. Yeah, Ulta, again, they made a nice move after the earnings, but even that, their sales wasn't too good, but they still guided up in a weird way. But their earnings just highlighted all of it, too, though. Just this whole idea of cosmetics kind of down. Any tips for over trading? I mean, it's just like any other tip. Just stop doing it. It's not the best way to control your budget is really the number one thing. Because like I've been telling you, if you have a budget and stick to the budget, it'll stop over trading because you'll use your budget before you keep making mistakes. But that's up to you. But at the same time, I just think really a budget will save you, make it impossible to blow up your account. And then anything past that, like you got to really just make a conscious decision. If, like today, I made a couple plays. I'm even looking at it. It reminds me of last week where like, nah, the options are real scammy. So you have to put it on yourself to make that decision to back away. So the easiest advice is just stop, but a budget. Just have a budget, strict budget discipline. That will make sure that you don't run into as many problems. How do I feel about Mara? I don't know. Ask the Chad. Chad, how do I feel about Bitcoin stocks? Does anybody know? So I have one view and one view only. To make it simple. Oh, you already answered him? You just didn't care? Damn, that's cold. Wow, look at the chat. They know. Buy Bitcoin instead. Amen. I like Bitcoin instead, and I don't like Bitcoin miners. So Chad just ripped. My other calls are still down. I sold out of them. I took a loss on them. Again, kept it small. It was like $20 still. Considering the size, it was pretty big. You heard I love them? That's not. So remember, joking around when I'm serious and like trying to inform people is a bannable offense. So goodbye. Just, again, I let somebody else slide today, and I think you probably got the wrong message. But, yeah, I don't play like that. Good morning. So, yeah, you know the vibe. You know the vibe. Oh, you just ripped. No headline, like I'm saying. Just, unfortunately, I think if Apple holds up, NVIDIA holds up, we're going to hold up. I don't know if there's a White House press briefing. People were talking about, what's his name in there? Conor McGregor. Oh, I think we are at 10 a.m. It's only 9. You got Euro close in 30 minutes. You have a St. Patrick's parade? I didn't know they have this. I think we could squeeze. I'm kind of mad. I mean, I thought we could squeeze from the beginning of the day, but then that changed after we started flipping a little bit. But essentially, if 90% of the market is up, usually we'll melt up, if that makes any sense. So now look at bonds going down, but essentially it's only Apple, Meta, and NVIDIA down. Everything else is green. I've been saying that for 3 hours. So I don't like the premiums as much today, but I think as long as you don't dump tech or something else, everything is pointing towards higher. But then again, we're in this weird move of just 90% of the market's going green, and then the big ones are adding friction rather than kind of adding momentum. Yeah, Euro close could cause a lot. I mean, Europe's been going through a lot, and they've been outperforming us. So we'll see. Yeah, they have a St. Patty's parade. I'm going to go pee. It doesn't look as exciting. Why does it look like I'm filming this? I clicked on it. I thought it would be like a news thing. Okay, there you go. It looked like I'm the camera guy. Why? What's happening? It looked like one of my vlog videos. Procter Gamble. All right, let me go pee. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. And God bless America, baby. Amen. Amen, Chattadonia. Amen. Is it quiet? Yeah, it seems quiet. There you go. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Pindor Duo, Big Pop. Well, decent. Just at the high. Celsius. Well, there you go. That's your St. Patty's event. No other headlines. That was in Manhattan. That was in New York. It's St. Patrick's Day today. So, I don't know. If the market's not green, I'm going to pinch Powell. No? That's not a threat. That's not a threat. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pinch you. Do people still do that? Do people still pinch you? I remember, like, in my later years, it was getting to the point where, like, they were like, pinching is assault. And, like, they had to clamp down on it in school. Did that happen to you guys? Because they were like, no, pinching is assault. You will get in trouble if you pinch. So, yeah, you got to be careful. You guys don't know that? If you're not wearing green, you pinch them. That's like until it got, like, violent. And then next thing you know, we're just blowing up Teslas because of Nazis, even that aren't Nazis. And then meanwhile, if you're actually, never mind. I'm just going to, either way. But yeah, so just be safe out there. I know, man. Long time ago. XLE, energy going up. XOM, oil was down up until the Houthi comments. And again, here's SPY, here's equal weight. They look the same, just moving in different amount. Equal weight's about to go up. Again, we haven't gotten past 5672. Remember, that's the level. I don't know. I see a lot of chat saying Celsius just waking up. Remember, this thing's been murked, and then they bought, who else? They bought Alani the other day. And then don't forget about earnings, my brethren. Your earnings is arriving very, very shortly. I said blowing Teslas up. Okay, Henry. Now you will suffer for that. Thank you. If you're going to quote me, do it right. Thank you. Okay, if we could get above here, this will be the highest you've been in 2 hours. Sucks because the calls are down 50% from the same spot. So like I said, depending on where you position on those, you'll get clapped. Elon crossed the line this weekend? What did Elon do? I don't even know, though. But I just don't believe anybody anymore. Just like, yeah. Just too many people have freaked out over things, so it's hard to see. The Hitler tweet? I didn't see a Hitler tweet. But either way, I'm still just... I think it was reflected. Even the poll about the Democrats, literally the lowest in history. The only person polling below Democrats is Putin. That's it. That's kind of just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to take outrage seriously. Did you tag me in it? What did he say? Well, I don't. Tag me in the tweet. I didn't see a Hitler tweet. What the fuck? Okay, stocks coming down. The poll, it was a NBC national poll. And then I think there was a Harvard one too. But the NBC poll is actually like, it's mainstream media. So it's actually biased towards probably the Democrats. He deleted it. I mean, the poll, I think the polling, I don't know. I'm surprised. Elon, maybe AI. I'm surprised they don't make like an app. Like, I don't get it. When you file your taxes, there should be an app, and then you get a code, and then they have an app to do these surveys. Like, some of them are done by the media, but I'm saying for like some of the economic ones, bro, they should do that. Like, imagine you get like a little QR code or something after you file your taxes, or like you have an app, and then that way they cycle, like you actually poll all of America, or at least those who wanted to. But till then, it's going to be boomers. I like the Redfin acquisition. I just like Redfin. That's why we bought it as low as we did. It's just, I really like the company. So we talked about it a little earlier today. I said I'm probably going to hold my shares of Archite. YouTube goes, and now it's back up. They had to see that I didn't say too many bad things about a Democrat. Oh, do you guys hear me now? Okay. Yeah. That's why I said too many keywords. Elon tweets a lot. I tweeted for you guys. Did you guys already see it? I already have Twitter exhaustion. And then, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. My Twitter just I like, cause I think it was because I was sick and I kept scrolling. I already unlocked more of the live leak on Twitter, bro. I was watching crazy ass videos. It was not good for me. But at the end of the day, you know, that's the crazy part. But yeah, he tweets a lot. I'm already tired of Twitter. I like Twitter though. It's fun every now and then, but like to be like a Twitter bro is it takes a lot, bro. It takes a lot of work. Your IG reels, no, bro. My dude, I was watching like shootouts. I was watching like armed robberies. It was crazy, dude. Twitter is unreal with the videos, dude. Unreal. No, I just see violent. I don't have any, like, all the guys who are like, stop porn on Twitter. This shouldn't show up on my feed. I'm like, yeah, you little nasty. The only time I ever saw anything nasty on my Twitter was literally Kanye West. That is it. That's the old, and I was like, what the fuck? That's the only time. I'm like, you nasty. That's why. But I get violence. I watch violent videos. I'm not going to lie. I be watching mad shootout. Because I watch one or two, and I'm like, where is this? And then I'm like, is this breaking news? And then before you know it, I'm watching like 5 of them. And then I watch fights, bro. It's like, this is like the old 2000s internet in me. I like watching like fights. Like, not like violent ones. Like, where they're but like just street fights that are like sanctioned. Do you know what I'm talking about? Not like bum fights, but like just like when it's like guys like, you know, like kind of respectfully just like beefing and like that's it. They knock the guy out, they walk away. That's it. I like that. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Kimbo Slice type B. Exactly. That's it. It's like sanctioned, not sanctioned, but I don't know if you could even say they're sanctioned, but you get the idea. You get the idea. That I do watch, unfortunately. We haven't had a police chase in a while. You know why? Donald Trump is president. Have you noticed that we haven't gotten one police chase? You know why? Because you will go to jail. They will put you in jail now. You will get clapped. They will run you over and put you in jail now. That's why. The message has been sent. I have not seen a criminal chase since. So, yeah, I mean, next time it happens, I'll put it up. But something happened where the rise of crime has depleted all of a sudden. So odd. Oh, NVIDIA, no. So, again, look at you go a little higher without NVIDIA and everyone else, and then you come right back down. This is good, though. Because, look, now NVIDIA and tech, the big tech is hitting a new low, but now you're further from the low. So what just happened is you advanced a little bit, whether you realize it or not. So this is good because now all of these guys flushing 20 minutes ago, that would have brought you to you would have went negative on the SPY. You see what I'm saying? So now you got a couple names going lower while the market's a little higher. I like consumer staples. I think they're there. I think they're the winner today. Oh, I didn't mean to type that. I meant to type it here. So yeah, I have an old play that came back. But I said it in the morning. I was telling you guys it's kind of hard to see, but I was like staples might run, and then sure enough they did. But I already had exposure, so I didn't want to go too crazy. The press briefing's at 10. So in about 30 minutes. Caroline Levitt. Ooh, we should watch this. 1987 stock market crash, original report. What up? What up, Mr. Hendricks? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you had a good weekend. That's it. I'm kind of glad the market's like this today. At least it's a little more calmer. Could have been a lot worse. Or could have been more. Remember, last Monday was boop. You woke up to drama. You were born the day after that crash? Wow. 1987. Yeah, Europe is going to close in 5 minutes, so that could help some things out. Maybe that gets rid of tech, the pressure from the little fines and fees, and then just in general, I mean, China and Europe have been outperform us. Great weekend, nice. Baby turned 4, that's crazy. Wow, time flies. Little baby, 4 months. That's fun. Wait till they get older and they'll talk and stuff. It's awesome. Does he still have like a rubber neck? because that shit's crazy. Like infants and newborns, when their neck is like, it trips me out. Trips me out. Do I trade with auto traders? No, they're a scam. So how it works with like algorithms and like trading bots, they work if they're legitimate, and if they're legitimate, they get sold to Wall Street. So the ones that aren't on Wall Street are usually fake or scammy. But that being said, I have a video on it, and I've talked about this about 2 years ago. But you could lease an algorithm. They're about 10 to 20 million. So I don't know if you guys want to pool up some money. We could buy a legit one, but other than that, I wouldn't fall for any couple $100 a month ones. You're probably getting scammed. Grok could make you one. You just gotta. You need a coder. You need like a cracked coder. That's all you need in life. That's it. You could probably make a decent one, but you need someone who knows how to really code. But like I'm saying, they get sold on Wall Street. So if you have one that actually works, you run that shit for a day or two. It'll make you enough money. You prove that, and then you sell it to Wall Street. But the ones that don't get sold are probably shit. So I think you could make one, but I don't think it's like I'm saying. It's a highly competitive industry, and people don't realize like if you do good on it, you'll make a lot of money. But I'd say it's like going to the NBA. Only like there's only going to be 10 of them on out of like every 100,000 people that want to try it. But it's good, dude. Do you guys remember? I will tell you this though. You guys should play with AI a lot more. If you haven't, I gave you this. I told you this at the end of last year. Do you remember? My AI is doing very, very good. I have it ready, almost ready to take it to the next level. But it's still a lot of work. But then again, too, I'm trying to integrate my news thing with it. But for now, I have just my own bot thing. But you should play with it. I got my girlfriend coding now. Yes. So because my girlfriend had an idea, and I just started showing her how to like play with ChatGPT. Bro, she's coding now. So she's even making bots and shit. So I'm telling you, bro, it's something. I don't care who you are. You are living in the early days now of this technology and this era. I would start fucking with it, man. It doesn't have to replace your job or anything, but like, yeah, dude, it could teach you a lot. Like, whether you want to make a website, whether you want to categorize data, you want to make a little application to do something. Dude, are you ready? Colt Real Estate. Are you ready? Yeah, she is a spy now that I think about it. Because I had a bot for real estate that I was showing the Colt Real Estate guys. I was telling them how to do this, right? And it got patched. It's because I found a way to use ChatGPT to like fuck up Redfin and Zillow and like get leads. It worked for like 2 weeks, and then they patched it again. YouTube hates you. I didn't even say Democrat, but they hate you. They hate you. And Democrats are unpopular because they hate you. They hate you. Oh, am I back? They cut me off again. I don't know why. As I was trying to teach you guys the secrets of life and further your upside of earnings potential, they cut me off. Look at that. Yeah, they don't want me telling you guys what to do. Do you hear me now? Can you hear me? So listen, I hope you guys do this, because if you don't, the only one who's going to do it is Don Lemon, and then he's going to sell it to you. So just make sure you guys have initiative and use the info that I give you. So for your own personal life, because there's rich people out there who would love to take the info and then hammer you down even further. So don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, repent. But I was telling you, my girl over the weekend, she built me a scraper. Not like a scraper whip with 26-inch rims, but she found a way to scrape Redfin. So yeah, I'm going to show the Colt Real Estate. I'll show you guys on Wednesday. But yeah, I found a way now again to start scraping the listings it cost a little bit of money, but it worked. But yeah, start playing with it, you guys, for real. I was telling you about AI agents end of last year before everybody started bringing it up. That's why I was showing you what I was doing with my my bot for just even this channel. But dude, get on it. Make sure you play with it, bro. You built a web scraper? I feel you. That's what it was like. Easy, like Redfin and Zillow. There was a way to like scrape the all the houses, and then they like figured out what people were doing, and then they patched it, and then they changed the system. It became really hard to scrape Redfin and Zillow, but yeah, I found a way. I found a new way, which I'm very happy about. Point is, play around with AI, even if you have zero coding experience. AI could teach you how to code, or you just tell it to write the code and then keep telling it and keep playing with it. But yeah, I'm telling you, like, you could figure out a lot of stuff. It's wild. Okay, NVIDIA, those plays are about to go break even. NVIDIA keeps dumping. Watch, because this time now Tesla's lower. Oh, I thought that was two NVIDIAs. Tesla and Apple. You need Apple to come down a little more. That's why you're not at a low. Would I use ChatGPT? I bought the premium version for a little bit, but now you could just use Grok and DeepSeek. So, like, DeepSeek, I don't have it. My girlfriend has it because she's a spy, but I've played it with it on her computer. Other than that, DeepSeek is crazy. And then the other one, Grok. Grok is actually very effective, too. But now that everybody has gotten better, there was, like, a couple months ago, you needed GPT. But then right when everybody started ramping, that's it. Now you could do the coding thing with Grok, DeepSeek, or the ChatGPT 4.0. But either or, it doesn't really matter. Grok is really good. I really like Grok. Bank of America warns NVIDIA Blackwell shift hits margin hard. Forecast second half recovery. So you got Bank of America hit piece or downside on NVIDIA. That's why it's moving there. One you email, which one? Ooh. I've never seen this one. Yeah, I've never seen that one. Okay, SPY moving up, no headline. Again, watch any currencies. You're 4 minutes past Euro close, so if we're going to do anything, it would be now. And then you got the press briefing in 30 minutes. Still mad early, bro. New speakers and subwoofer. Unc was the first play. Let's go. Isn't that always the greatest feeling? I like new computer speakers. I haven't got any in years, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Gold imports, I was part of it, but I mean, again, people are just freaking out. I mean, some people, that's why you have two competing ideas, though. You have the same people also saying, you know, the little early run-up in inflation was because of front-running for tariffs, but now we're worried about slowing demand. So then why do we buy all those items for tariffs then, if the demand was slow? But then, so there's a lot of the back and forth. Either way, we'll see. I think by Powell's going to be a little checkpoint, but, you know, we're going to learn a lot from your boy probably. QNTM, Quantum, another one. Remember, those are up all day today. I don't know what this one is. Alliance to sell 26% stake in Indian insurance JVs for 2.6 billion euros. Baidu up 8 now. Intel pop in. All you need is Apple, NVIDIA, and the fun bunch to go up. Canada reviews U.S. fighter jet deal. The fun bunch. Yeah, man, was that Goolsby or is that Waller? I think that was Waller. Yeah, no, it wasn't good. I think the plays they're not as responsive today. I even just said that on last stream alert. Premiums aren't really playing along. So be careful. Yeah, you had that Bank of America comment, went down and went up. Baidu, 101.65. Some of the premiums are already high on the China names, but old Baidu plays are coming back up, not to mention the shares. So we'll see. And then SPY right at VWAP starting to climb. This time bonds are coming down. NASDAQ still down a third. SPY down a quarter or up a quarter. Dow up 0.57 and then Russell 0.6. So you just hit VWAP. See if that ends up holding or not. Dude, equal weight is loving it. And then oil's coming back down. Again, we were like right around here. It started popping on that one Syria headline. We haven't heard from Trump. Again, there was some comments earlier, but I don't know if he's going live. You have the press briefing in about 20
From the Independent News, this is USA Tonight with Brad Holbrook.
This was this.
Good evening. Today is Black Monday, the day the Dow dropped more than 500 points. The day the Dow dropped more than 22%, almost double the rate of the Black Monday that signaled the beginning of the crash of 1929. But this crash of 1987 is not just an American experience. Around the world, stock markets fell faster than a skydiver without a parachute. The panic starting in Tokyo this morning while the West slept. One cause of the sell-off was reaction to last week's 236-point drop in the Dow. The result, the Nikkei average was down 260 yen. Then, like a plague, sell fever headed west. In Frankfurt, fears of higher interest rates in the U.S. triggered the drop there. In 2.5 hours of trading, the Commerzbank share index fell 132 points. In London, an even larger drop. The British market, trying to cope with Friday's national computer failure, was thrown into a near panic. The result, the London Financial Times index down more than 183, the biggest one-day drop in Britain's history. And from there to Wall Street, where the numbers speak for themselves. Unofficially, the Dow stands at 1738.41, a drop of more than 508 points, with a volume of more than 604 million shares. Proof
in 722 last August. It lost 17.5% of its value to 2246 by Friday, and another 500.
These points are so
points
small
today.
compared to today.
More and more analysts believe that the bear market is here to stay. It's not that the economic news is so.
All right, we'll have to watch that. So SPY candling around. PBR and then Pfizer coming up again. Hospitals have done better, not necessarily like drug makers. That was 1987. I don't know when you could buy that dip. Technically, you had like 30 years to, but kind of changed a little longer. Dow was at 42. Yeah, they were freaking out about a 500-point drop. You're up 200 points today. But that's why, too, because some people, you all remember, it's all about percentage. So as history goes on and you see stuff, the Dow and the indexes have grown. So that's why, like, nominally we move the more amount than ever, but percentages, that's kind of what gets people freaking out or not. So another NVIDIA candle. Low ticker is starting to pick back up. And then bonds holding. If you see something, say something. That was a popular phrase. Yeah, bro, that's just the premiums are getting whacked. 10% on that one, but still, dude. Bleh. GPT-4o is good, but like if you're willing to use DeepSeek, it's like legit the same. And then Grok 3 is also good. A lot of people here use other ones, but I've used all three of those. They're pretty much the same. Tesla flushing now. Everything's they will slash you by fucking 20% on the smallest move, even with a little bit of time. I just don't like it. We're not moving around, and then the speed from Friday is still factoring in. So I just made a play, got in, got out. I just took another 10% loss. I'm kind of done. I'm really over this today until we get like a headline popper or like something to really move us. Otherwise, I'll hold my earnings plays. Even if they moved around, I'm fine with those. And then China. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get a SPY play. We'll find one, but just not now. I don't until we get out of this little like equal weight runs up, and then everything else is just not. Yeah, I see them. I see some good plays and pricing, but then I'm like, it's not moving. And then even the ones that I had on my list from the morning, they're not moving enough. And like it's all they're both losing calls and puts. So there's on the index, it's hard. Individual, there's a couple, but even then, they've kind of gone through the same thing. Well, that's it. We vibe. Take it in, man. Take it in. Again, you are going to have the press conference here in a little bit. And then we'll see if she says anything. Other than that, we've only heard the Houthi comments from Trump, and then we're going to wait to see what that leads into. But not too bad. I know, well, the FOMC bonds, that usually is the run-up. I mean, in this case, sometimes we might hold. I mean, worst case scenario, if we don't like get a move ahead of FOMC, you might just stay pinned because then everybody starts anticipating it. But again, Powell's just important, but he's not necessarily like supposed to move us too much tomorrow. Docs on the low. They bounced the other day. Yeah, Docs is kind of flushing. Remember they had that earnings. SPY coming back down. NASDAQ down 0.5%. And SPY's about to go red. Meanwhile, equal weight is still up 1%. This is exactly where you were 30, 40 minutes after the morning. So again, SPY's a little lower getting into those opening candles, but then equal weight is loving it. Docs is literally flushing. NVIDIA had some bad headlines. Volkswagen, Audi to cut 11,000 jobs. Staples coming back up, and China still on the high. You remember when you said go buy what you want if you're going to trade, at least get something out of it? You love your new car so much. That's good. I hope so. I mean, if you were going to gamble it all away and get mad at the market for it, you're better off just buying something you'll enjoy. So I hope you like your new vehicle. He's like, I want another one. But then if you start gambling, then you're done. You get what I'm saying? That'd be crazy. Because then you just spent the money on a car, and then if you gamble, then it's just like, what? You did both? The Starbucks 50 mil lawsuit? I did not. SPY coming a little lower. I see the Audi headlines. Again, didn't Audi say they're moving a factory to the U.S. too? Intel flushing. Labu on the high too. That one's interesting. Yeah, Intel's going up. Or Labu's coming up. Biotechs. So why are they? Yo, IBB? Very odd. Biotechs are running. Meanwhile, SPY's kind of dancing around. I mean, high ticker's low-key going crazy, but you just had another low mixed in with the high. If you had to pick one stock to put 1K a month in for every year, I wouldn't. You don't have to, man. You win and you'll make a lot of money by diversifying. Just how we've done. Otherwise, that'd be crazy to limit yourself for no reason. Not every year. Still, it just doesn't. I've never looked at the market like that. I've never been like, let's just buy only one stock, ignore everything else. And yeah, you diversify. So diversification, a little bit, it's like, if you could only buy one stock, that's the beauty of the market. You don't have to. So like, depending on your beliefs, you have one wife. You know what I'm saying? And some people, that's disappointing to them. And that let them do them. But like with the stock market, there is zero rules saying you only have to have one. So why would you? You know what I'm saying? Like that's very, very important. I've had to ban them. So I'm going to ban you too now. And I got clapped. So we all got clapped. Hello, do you hear me? Yeah, they clapped me. You know what's crazy, though? Yeah, bro. This is how you know we have been shadow banned for a really long time. Because I have more active paying members than people on the stream. Well, it did just kick out like 1,000 of you. But yeah. So think about that. Literally 99% of our audience is a paying member. That's not normal in online. Do you guys know that? That's a very... CNN would kill for that. Anybody would kill for that, actually. So imagine the bandwidth limiting. Everybody is a fucking paying member. Imagine that. Some of you aren't, but after all the gifts and all that, because we get a lot of people throughout the day. There's already been over 20,000 of you. But on our actual concurrent, most of the time we will have as many paying members, which is crazy. It is crazy. That's why I'm like, y'all really hoeing us. Huh? Unbelievable. One day, YouTube will let it... Okay, there you go. I'll let you guys back in. But yeah. So, like, right now, the gap is like 200 people. So 200 people technically aren't paying. That's crazy. But then again, some people join in and out at different times, but YouTube hates us. That's the point. That's the moral of the story. That's the moral of the story. Yeah, we got clapped a lot today. Oh, Jeff Jensen. That's another one, baby. Welcome. Quality stream. Well, listen, y'all better get a fucking long term, because that's what we need. That's what makes the stream quality. You know, I love getting you guys news, and I'll get you a lot more. And I hope you guys stay prepared in every way. Those other plays are coming back up, but at the end of the day, like I'm saying here, that's why I don't want to waste your time. I don't like the people who muddy the waters and confuse it. Just the long-term plan is simple, but without that, don't waste your time here. For real. Don't waste any of your money or time anywhere else if you're not going to walk away knowing about the stock market and not walking away a owner. That's so wild to me. So you have to do it, and I really hope you do, and you already see the results. And once again, I mean, even the long term in this marketplace, we're loving it. That other SPY play, the one I just sold for 10%, I'm over it, though. I'm fucking done. I'll tell you right now, 559 to the downside or 569 calls for tomorrow. It's right above the price I just bought it at. I'm done, though. I'm not fucking playing anything today. I'm only going to play my earnings, and I'm going to wait till a fucking headline. I'm tired of this shit. So, yeah, good luck. That's all you guys. Not a recommendation. I'll give you my info. I don't want it. I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. Too slow today. You need to give me that excitement. I could go for I'm going to probably go for individuals. That's why. I just don't think I'm going to touch the SPY. But if we could get an individual news or like an individual company, I'll play it. But they're scamming really hard. And it's okay. It's not like a scam. It's just like the other day. If you guys remember, last week I had a day. They weren't hitting. We were aware of it early. We moved on. And then the next day we went fucking 9 for 9. So just at the end of the day, I don't think today has it, sadly. We got to wait. I'm not looking at qubits, but I know a lot of you are. And there was a lot of quantum stuff in the morning. There was another one that was going up, like QNTM, I think. What's yours is yours. Indeed. Okay, well, it's almost 10. So not bad. We'll get our girl. I think she's going to be late, though. I don't even see a live feed. Like, usually they got the reporters all out there. Oh, wait, no, they do. I know YouTube keeps kicking everyone out today. You had a lot of bad connections. Like, YouTube keeps fucking you. It's really fucking with the stream today. I haven't seen this in a while. I keep seeing the little blips on the chart. I don't know what we did. What did we do? Was it the Democrat poll? And then SPY going up. Those plays are up. Like I said, just watch those. That's all you if you want them. They'll go up. I've been up on plays, but then they won't go past like 10%. And then one drop, they're down 30. That's why I don't like it. So it's not good. And then that other one, I'm surprised that call came back up, but then you're not really getting the upside as much. I just don't like it. So I think if we break out, the premiums will start moving because then you're breaking out. But for now, if you get clapped, you're going to just be down 20, 30. The Redfin scraper coding talk. Oh, but when I buy Redfin at $3, they ban me too. So they don't want you to know how to use Redfin, and they don't want you to buy Redfin. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks. So SPY popping. Popping. Popper. Pepperoni. Popper. A popper. It's popping. Sorry, I was having a lot of fun with that. Old Baidu's coming back up. Yeah, bro. Doc's flushing. We had that one up there. Yeah, Doc's really flushing. Damn, $2. Whoa. Is that halted? No, and I see that Audi news. Docs isn't halted, but that's dropping like it did. All right. Well, hopefully that holds. And then let's do a push-up here because the next push-up will be in philo. But then I'm going to go to the bathroom. Let me check this schedule, and depending on that, we're either going to go to the philo, or we'll be watching your girl Caroline. Did I not play futures anymore? No, I do. Just watch. If these once I stop hitting the options, once the options really break, I'll go back to futures. But for now, this is an environment where I would be trading futures, but the options have just been working for me. So I like the low risk, high reward. I've been finessing them pretty good. But other than that, this is a good market for futures. But you have more risk, dollar for dollar. So until the options stop working, I'm going to, like today, the options aren't working. You could scalp with the futures, but I don't even, that's why it's not worth it, because if you buy a future and we get drained 1%, you're paying for that. So that's why I've been using these $20 plays. You know, some have been like 50, 60. I made an $80 play, but then I cut it out at an $8 loss. So like shit like that, it's a lot more manageable, but until those stop hitting, I'm going to play those. But if those don't work anymore, then futures I'm already locked and loaded. And I have a bond play that from a while ago. I've been holding a lot of bond futures for a long time, and I plan on doing that even more. So don't ever forget that. I've been going cash and bonds in China before a lot of people in the world. So, yeah, shout out the chat, baby. All right. Propaganda, where are you? Hither. Come hither, propaganda. Oh, there's Peter Ducey. All right, I'll be right back, and then let's see if we're going to make the philo move or not. Oh, did it disappear? Let's watch our crash of 78
much worse.
Or 87.
In fact, some indicators are showing unexpected strength. It's the psychology that's changed. While for 5 years, investors have looked at the economy as a glass that is half full, now they're seeing it as half empty.
Reasons for the decline have been floating around for months. An accident waiting to happen, according to one analyst. Renewed inflation fears with the decline in the dollar, rising interest rates, and huge budget and foreign trade deficits. A nation living for too long beyond its means. The results of the decline will hit millions of people in their investments, pension plans, their mutual funds, and eventually every segment of the economy. Higher interest rates, for example, will hurt the housing market. Even normally optimistic analyst Larry Wachtel doesn't see a quick recovery.
What usually happens in cases like these where the psychology has been so scarred is that once there is a technical rally back in which people unload on the rally, and you go through a long quiet period. The people that got out don't want to get in. The people that wanted to get in aren't sure about whether they want to get in now. And so you go through a long, quiet convalescence period.
President Reagan, however, was more optimistic.
Where our productivity is up, so is our manufacturing product up. There is no runaway inflation as there has been in the past. So, as I say, I don't think anyone should panic.
In New York, this is Alec Roberts reporting.
Oh, but panic they did. Joining us now is Stephen Malin, senior economist for the Conference Board, the country's largest business-sponsored research organization. Stephen, there is late word tonight. I don't want to spring this on you unawares that on the Tokyo Exchange, there's a little bit of a rebound, or actually they're calling it a strong rebound on the dollar market there. Would that be an indicator that things here might sweeten up tomorrow?
Well, I don't know if that's a sign that things will sweeten up. It's a sign that I think that the people in Tokyo don't want to see any more pessimism in America. It's a mild sign of slight confidence, but it is not a sign of optimism at all.
What would it take to stem the losses here?
Well, tomorrow's indications would be that you would see a market which is much less violently up and down. If we see something which is down but not violently down, if we see trading volumes which are not quite so large, I think we would see a sign that this is starting to stem.
In terms of 1929, which everyone's comparing this to as saying it was double that, in terms of percentage of loss. There are a lot of other things that don't match up with 1929
Man,
in terms of the economy.
I hate watching
How do you
these. I feel
assess,
bad for
the
you
effect
guys.
this would have as opposed to the one?
Because
in
even you got to
1929?
watch
Well, this
the
is a
clips
very
from like the
different economy in
90s and the
sense that it's a
like
lot
even up till like
stronger
20
economy,
fucking
and most of all, it is a
15, bro.
global
Up
economy.
until
The 1929
2017,
economy did not have the
financial
openness of
media
our markets.
Mm-hmm.
We are
would just
much more
talk
now
about
a trading
finance.
economy, an economy
You know
that
that,
relies
even
on
me.
those foreign
Nobody would
markets.
ever get
And
political.
the key foreign market, as we learned today,
Like, look at
is
they
the
just talk
financial
about the
And
market.
that, to me, is the big difference.
They're not
We
blaming
have a lot of people that play
anything
with very big bucks in the
related to
financial markets.
political
What about the rest of
ideology.
us who don't have more than a passing interest in the stock market? Should we be concerned or interested in what's going on?
Oh, you better believe it. Everything that
better
happened
believe
today
it.
should shake
I
us
feel
up.
like I'm
First
watching
of
a
all,
Scarface.
people who have mortgages have to be concerned about their interest rates. Now, the interesting thing is that we're not going to see a violent rise in interest rates associated with this, and that's a good sign. But we might see a mild movement upward, and that's fine. What we may also see, however, is that savings
I
plans
should make a
of people
video.
who are
No,
involved
did you
in
not?
those are
You have
going
to
get
be
hit
early.
because
You have to watch it earlier this morning. Because I made that video on consumer sentiment over the weekend or on Friday. And then this morning I hear Bloomberg talking and they're like, well, some people get triggered by the consumer sentiment and the politics. I'm like, shut up, Bloomberg. No one's getting triggered. You guys just don't talk about it accurately. That's all. And ever since 2017, political polarization has skewed a once reliable set of data. That's all. No one's triggered by it. We're just talking about the facts of it. It's simple as that. Go look it up, put it through your AI, do all of your data, and go get your brightest minds in the world, and they'll show you the same exact thing. Since 2017, a once reliable set of data has been skewed. Very simple. Look at Peter performing in front of everybody. This is like if I try to make a watch list in public. I'm trying to hear him. We're watching it live. Trump is not speaking, no. But Curlin Levitt is about to. Peter! SEI, damn. SEI down 9. That's probably a short report or really bad news. Why does it seem the same? It sounds this like when they're talking about inflation and growth, it's because those are the real factors that matter to the economy. This is why I am so confident with some things and why I'm so annoying. Because my whole life I've studied the economy. Markets are different than the economy. And that's what I'm saying. Like what money supply, inflation, balance of payments, trade, all of these things are economics 101. And that's why every crash you'll hear this from 1929 till today. It's the same factors of money. That's why I'll go ask Hugh Hendry about who knows money and not. And that's what I'm saying is like a lot of people know markets. People like to talk about markets, but as Henry Ford would say, you know, if people really knew how the monetary system worked, they'd revolt tomorrow because these are all the same factors from the beginning of time till the end. It will always be the same. Money supply, trade, again, the value of your money, inflation, that's what's causing more things than the headlines or whatever else you think is happening. You know, these are the pillars to the economy, and mainly your dollar. The value of your dollar and trade-weighted dollar and how your currency derives value from trade, these are things that are paramount to the economy and what the economy is and where it's going to go. And a lot of people will ignore it and they don't understand it, or we make the big mistake of thinking that the markets are the economy. That's why the best economists are the worst traders, because it's very hard to even reflect them together. Because, again, the economy is not the market is not the economy. They're very separate, even though they take hints from each other. So that's why any crash you hear about, you'll hear inflation. You'll hear the dollar. You'll hear about interest rates from the beginning of time. That's why I have been focusing on bonds and telling you guys about TLT before anybody. I was one of the first people on YouTube making TLT cool, and I'm balling off boring is what I called it, because bonds are boring. People don't care about them, but even before everybody had Robinhood and made this shit like, oh, no, don't Twitter, oh. You should always be looking at bonds. I've always been on bonds, and that's why we have a lot of content here. And that's why TLT is a dedicated chart in our bottom left for all for the last half a decade, because these are the economic factors. Again, the dollar, UUP. I'm sure some of you, your first exposure to TLT and the dollar were probably here if you are a newer trader. So I'm glad too. I'm glad for that impact, but that's always going to be the economy. Don't you ever forget it. And then again, don't ever forget the economy is not the stock market. So, ta-da. Good question, though, because I'm glad you even asked it, because I'm sure some people probably heard the same. Okay, you're coming back up. Let me do a premium check. Let's see how that fucked everybody up. 569 went a little higher, but it's still the same price as when I told you. Baidu. And then Honda? Or no, HMY. What Chad made the most? I don't know, but I'll just never forget. There was an 18-year-old who made $1 million. I remember because his parents reached out to me, and then he reached out to me. And he said his dad made him sell it to buy a house. Because he was like, what did Josh say to do? And I said, buy a house. And his dad made him sell it to buy a house. So he bought it. He bought a multi-unit in 2020. And he was 18 years old. Made $1 million. Good dad, right? Amen. No, it wasn't Jack. That was another kid, but Jack was already rich before he found me. Hey, man, we got a lot more work to do. That's why I'm saying, I don't know if y'all realize, it clicked in my head. After seeing how many long terms we have killing it, after seeing our outperformance on the first quarter of a very difficult year, if you think these trades change lives, wait till y'all see what the long term is going to do. Because that's why I'm telling y'all, stop fucking around. Don't give your money to the market. They don't deserve it. You deserve it. And watch. But that long term and doing it the right way is going to, that's it. And then we parlay it with houses, like I'm saying. God willing, I think we could turn 30 grand accounts into $500,000 by the end of the year. $500,000 of assets. So let's get it, baby. Best thing a guy with ambition could do. Wow. Damn, son. I don't know, man. It goes. I was even looking at the big account because I was like, bro, it's even, bro, at the beginning of 2024, you guys realize the big account was at 140 or 160, and now it's at 240. So I'm like, I don't know, because the yield is low. Like, I'm just comparing it to a property. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, it's kind of making gains like a little property. I've always viewed it as a little house. But, yeah, it's crazy. I'm streaming the press briefing. I'm trying to stall so I could keep it on here, but I think we might have to go to Philo. We'll see. I'll give it another 5-10 minutes. XLF on the high. Yeah, financials are killing it. Good guys. Good guys. It sucks because this is going to be our only political headline of the day. If I could ask any question when I was there, what would it be? I don't have one. I've been, I don't know. I've been watching things. I've been paying attention. I have my notes, but at the end of the day, I just think we need time. I think everybody wants to jump to conclusions. I don't know if Trump is going to be really good or really bad yet. I genuinely don't. Is he doing stuff that I voted for? He is. And I like the direction, but I also see the way people are reacting and some stuff. I'm like, that's kind of confusing. But I don't really have questions because all questions that I have could be answered with time. That's why. So I'm not really too caught up in any of the drama. I could ask a lot of funny questions or stuff related to this and that. But when it comes to the economy, the markets, all of it, I really genuinely, I think all of our questions will be answered with due time. Some will be in the far future. Some we'll be handling it day after day. Yeah, Conor McGregor. It's because it's St. Paddy's Day. And they had the Ireland guy the other day, so they're like, all right, bring in Conor. They're like, no, it works. It works. All right, SPY going up. What was that? All right, bonds coming down. This is actually, take note, because bonds, we've been going down ever since the bonds came up. So bonds going down while SPY going up. This tracks, and remember, most of the market is still green. Yeah, you're hitting a new high on the equal way. Oil starting to pop right now. And Germany's next defense spending reportedly favors European companies. How can you send me an email? tradingfraternity@gmail.com. All right, well, bonds up, SPY down. I'm like trying to stall, but I think we got to go, baby. I think it's time. I think we move to Philo. So I'm going to get that set up here. But Chattadonia, I think we're going to make the transfer. So get your membership if you don't have it. If you do have it, awesome. Oh! Saved by the Bell? No. Okay. All right. Yeah. I thought I was. Pump fake. All right, guys. I'll see you there. God bless you. And if anything, I'll come on back around power hour, worst case scenario. But I don't think today's too crazy, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Time to move on over.